Okay.
Billy, Tavi, Gorgonova, Litorvin, Susie, Wellwiggins, the Sixth, the Foreseer. That is the shopkeeper's name.
They didn't get all of that.
That's a name right there.
They might have just gotten Billy, but they did not get all of that. It was great fun writing it down. I had fun with that. Are you okay? He looks like he's no longer focused on hitting the record button.
No,
okay.
I was not focused on that. I was focused on making sure that I've got the map where I can see it.
Gotcha. Cool. So, yes, check Messenger. There will be a map in there. You don't have to right now because you're not there yet. But I
already put it in there, I think.
Cool.
Yeah.
In fact, I think I put both of them in there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Steven, remind me with Liamid's tiny hut how that works, because I have never been a caster that had that. So
let me pull that one up.
I have to remember.
In terms of what the spell does or how it works?
What the spell does as far as like cover and all of that kind of thing. So I know if there's...
It's an opaque dome, essentially, that you can't see through, but you can... if you're inside, you can see outside. But on the outside, you can't see on the inside.
And all other creatures and objects are barred from passing through. So it holds up to 9 people, and I have it set for the 5 of us. Wait. 6 of us.
Yeah.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is set to not let any other object or creature other than us.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So somebody roll me just a d20, a representative from the party. Roll me a d20 to see what kinds of interesting things go about. Are you guys setting watches or anything like that, or are you just relying on the hut?
I think we should probably do watches, just to be on the safe side.
So, 7.
7. Okay. So, 7. Let me find it. With 7, you end up... who's first watch?
I'll take first watch.
Okay.
Then so will I.
Good deal. So, for first watch, I'm going to have you guys both roll me perception, or one of you can with assistance. With
Why don't you go ahead and roll it twice?
Well, my perception is I have no plus to perception, so.
I mean, I do, but I think that it would make more sense because I'm probably just playing on my on my belt.
Enough.
So.
All right. Okay. Well, that first one was a 7. 17. Okay.
Shabby, not too shabby. Okay, you guys do hear, you specifically, hear some sounds in the distance, some rustling and movement in the woods, relatively deep. But nothing Overwatch seems to be directly threatening you, at least not right now.
Okay.
Any RP or anything like that? Do you guys have questions for each other since you're on watch together for a few hours?
Well, before I do the RP, because of my path, I took Path of the Totem Warrior.
Uh-huh.
I have the ability to cast Beast Sense as a ritual spell, and since we're taking a rest, I figure that's probably a good time to cast it. But I'll be honest with you, I haven't looked at the spell yet. So I'm going to double check it real quick to see if it's even worth casting real quick. Oh, never mind. Different thing than I expected. I was kind of thinking it would let me sense like if there were like dangerous beasts in the area, but that's not what Beast Sense does. So
does it take that for my own reference?
I can touch a willing beast, and for the duration of the spell, which is 1 hour, I can use my action to see through the beast's eyes. And hear what it hears, and I can continue to do so until I use an action to return to my normal senses. So, yeah. Oh, whoa.
Okay?
Yep, I'm fine. I'm fine.
I apologize for the beast sense comment. I didn't realize it was going to frustrate you so much.
My light just fell over.
And apparently with it, everything else on the desk.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Goodness.
Sorry about that.
No worries. I'm just glad you and all the things are apparently safe.
Yeah, I saw it going and tried to get to it, and it just didn't work.
Nope.
I'm right below his office too, so before it actually showed up on the screen, I just heard this crashing. It was like, oh gosh, what's happening? So
Sorry
the
about
beast
that.
found Keith first.
Hey, come here. Hey, down here.
I didn't know we were LARPing this game.
Hey,
Every game.
Long distance LARPing. We're trying our hand at long distance LARPing. I like that.
So
that should totally go in the quote bank.
Long distance LARPing.
LARP.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So, Eden, what are you doing? Are you said you're just kind of playing music and...
Yeah, just sort of plucking strings quietly.
Okay. While he's playing, I'm just kind of like humming and mumbling kind of along since, like, you know, we've been traveling together long enough now that I recognize a lot of the tunes. I don't ever give him the, like, satisfaction or gratification of actually, like, singing outwardly, but, you know, when I'll say I'm, like, sharpening the blade on my axe and just, without even realizing it, I just start kind of humming along with the song without thinking about it.
So this one you probably recognize. It's Lever Johnny.
Oh,
Okay.
darn song. That's forever long.
It is.
It's like the longest freaking sea shanty. Okay. Anything specific that you guys talk about as you go?
So Paul, forgive me if this is not something that is good to ask, but may I ask what it is that you see when you don't see the world as we do?
After he asks, I like stop the whetstone across the blade, and I just kind of take a second. What are you talking about?
You said that today, for example, you said in the shop that you saw enemies and that you were trying to get under cover, and what is it you see?
Yeah, don't follow.
That's all right.
You're
Is there
weird.
anything I can do to help you?
Stop asking weird questions. That confuse me.
No more weird questions.
Okay. And then I just go back down to the blade.
Very matter-of-fact fellow. Anything else for that one?
Time for us to leave her.
Darn you, Steven! Earworm me all night. Okay, so the rest of your watch passes pretty uneventfully. And who's on second?
I go second.
What's on second, Danny?
Who else?
Third place.
Anybody? Are you doing watch by yourself? Is anybody else taking it with you?
Anybody else? Or am I by myself?
Crom and or Mork, whichever one is active at the moment, can be on watch with you.
So pretty much by myself.
So I forget, is it Crom or is it Mork at this point? Do you remember?
And
I think it was the orc.
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was.
So that was Mork.
So that's
Mork's the orc.
Oh, that's right. Mork's the orc. That's right. I forgot because I was thinking like Mork because Mork and Mindy was the smarter one. Yeah, but no, it was Mork the orc. Yep.
Okay, so Mork is the barbarian.
Yes.
Crom is okay. So I've got those backwards at the moment, but that's okay.
Yeah, sorry. Crom's the brain.
And I might have that wrong too. I think so.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense.
What?
She didn't see us.
She didn't see it.
So yeah, Mork the orc I think, was the person who was last in charge of those particular rings.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, Mork will keep watch with you.
Okay. I got a nat 20 for perception.
Nice. So you also hear the sounds of something, and over your watch, they begin to get closer. They're still not immediately within range,
Mm-hmm.
but with that, you can begin to see shadows. The moon is full tonight, so there's a decent amount of light still kind of pouring in through the trees. Excuse me. And in the distant silhouette of the landscape, you can see some. I'm Italian. I talk with my hands. You can see some movement, kind of in the far off distance of the horizon.
But I can't tell what it is.
No, not yet. It's far enough out, like you can see the movement, but you kind of feel like it's actually kind of lucky that you even see that. It's still a ways off, but it is beginning to get closer, and it's definitely. It seems to be moving. Roll me an insight.
Insight. That's a nat 20.
Sweet.
Jeez.
My lucky dice.
No joke. Whatever this is seems to be moving towards you with some amount of caution, as though it knows that you are there. Like the kind of movement that is there is, it's almost like a long distance tiptoe kind of a thing they've got going on.
Okay.
Forward a little bit, analyze the situation. Move forward a little bit, seem to analyze the situation. Yeah, kind of. So yeah, that is what you notice. Is there anything? I don't know that Keith would be able to answer questions the way that Jeff would, but he knows most of the backstory at least. So, is there any?
I mean, I would probably ask him like, what's the story with the halfness? Other than that, then probably not.
I don't like to talk about that.
But you ever thought about, coming together and making one person?
What are you saying? He pulls out his great axe and just kind of holds it there, ready to strike.
Whoa, calm down. We were just talking. I'm just thinking, you got two halves. Why not bring them together? Get both, best of both. Okay.
We're just a very open group in this group, obviously.
So open. Okay.
Okay. Yes, that's it.
Yep.
They pass the rest of their watch in awkward silence as well.
Yeah.
Mork is just sort of glowering and sharpening his axe.
Sharpening with you guys, man.
I'm going to pass on to the next watch that there's movement coming our way.
Okay.
All right. Third watch.
Third watch will be me, Teffin.
And oh my gosh, your name just left.
Thea.
I mean,
Thea.
Thea, thank you.
Yeah.
So Teffin and Thea doing.
So before I went to sleep, I wanted to spend 2 hours to learn a new spell.
Awesome.
So after he passed on that information about there's something out there, I'm going to cast Find Familiar and poof an owl into existence and send it for a perimeter check.
Nice.
Excellent. Roll me through your owl's eyes, your owl perception. Owl perception.
You should have advantage if you didn't already roll that.
14.
Okay. And that's with advantage?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you see the motion. It's hard for you to really get a good look at what it is that's causing it. There's some glare from the moonlight, and it just seems like it's moving through the trees. But this movement almost looks like it's moving the trees themselves forwards towards your bubble. Teffin, go ahead and roll me perception, because at this point it's getting mighty close to your hut.
23.
Okay. From overhead, it's hard to tell because it's kind of masked with leaves. But where you are seeing what looks like the trunks of trees with hollowed out areas where you swear you see glowing eyes. They are holding what looks to be shields and clubs made of wood as well. And they are moving towards you and just kind of observing the perimeter of the dome.
Burn the forest down.
Okay.
You begin to see like some of them are getting close enough to be in the range of touch. Does anything bad happen to them if they touch the dome?
Nope.
It's just solid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You see one kind of extend a big like woody finger and just kunk, 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 kunk on the outside of the glass.
Oh, that's not good.
Whatever you want to call that.
Does that wake us up?
I guess roll me a perception check at disadvantage.
6.
You are asleep.
Go away, I'm all over now. And I just roll over.
I'm almost wondering, is it...
Saying,
Go ahead.
sorry, go ahead. I was
I'm
going to say, staying in my, like, seeing through my owl, can I tell how many there are?
What'd you say, Danny?
Oh, sorry.
I couldn't hear you.
There are 6.
Okay.
Oh, I wonder if this is one of those situations where we need to talk first.
Think we should wake everybody else up or try to talk to them?
I tell you what. You talk, I'll wake. And I start walking around, shaking people, waking them up.
Guess I'll take a step out of the dome and say, hello there. How can I help you?
One of them comes up to you very curiously. It looks a little bit scared initially, and comes up to you with kind of curious eyes when it realizes you're not attacking it. And like lifts its finger up and just kind of taps around your head and shoulders, almost like it's checking to make sure you're really there.
I tap it back.
It looks taken aback for a moment, and then asks a question in a language that is unfamiliar to you. I forget, did I have you guys pick languages, or did I tell you that would be a thing for later?
I think I had...
I mean, I've got languages put down, but I don't think we ever actually directly talked about what languages.
Mm-hmm. I know Common and Elvish.
Okay.
I got Celestial and Sylvan.
Okay. Who else has Sylvan? Or do you know? I was about to say Alma. Nope, that's not right. Eden. So many characters. What's that?
Isn't Sylvan and Elvish like kind of the same thing?
Not exactly.
Really?
No? Okay.
In traditional D&D, they are not. Sylvan is typically spoken by the Fae, whereas Elven is spoken by the Elves.
Yeah. Fey language. I would say probably Eden, because of some of your travels. You would probably know Sylvan as well. For right now, that is a foreign language to you. So currently, the one person out there talking cannot understand them. So they seem ready for a fight, but they don't seem to be aggressive. They look more defensive, as though they are posturing in case you attack them.
Are we all awake?
So by this point, I would assume I have gotten everybody awake.
Oh no! Get out of my pudding. What? Huh?
Walking, talking trees.
Walking, talking trees.
Walking, talking trees. And Thea's talking to them or trying to.
Wow, you got weirder dreams than I do.
It's not a dream.
Eden
Alright.
And I'm going to reach over and turn your head.
Grab my axe and like, are we fighting? What are we fighting?
I'm
Trees?
Right.
not sure if we're fighting yet, but be
Let me
ready.
put my pants on.
Why did you take your pants off in front of everybody? Okay, fine.
We're in a dome.
He was showing off his Prince Albert.
Do we still have you, Reagan?
Seems to be frozen.
I wasn't sure if we also lost her voice or not. I think we lost her.
Let me go see if I can fix her internet real quick.
Okay.
No problem.
I mean, if I'm going to sleep, I'm going to sleep comfortable and take my pants off.
Sure.
Well, okay.
Why are you staring at me?
For want of more.
I mean-
Lever.
I mean, I know I'm amazing to look at, but you don't have to stare at me.
But now we're through, so we'll go ashore, and it's time for us to leave her.
Steven. Rude. Freaking earworm. Man.
Lever, Johnny, lever. Oh, lever, Johnny, lever. Well, the journey's long, and the winds don't blow. And it's time for us to leave her.
Can you hear them?
As long as
I
the
can
next one's the feminist shanty.
Hello,
I don't know
everybody.
that one. but-
Hello.
Am I back?
You're
Does
back.
this look familiar?
I think it was more like it's always like the best facial expressions
Oh my gosh,
when
I
people
know, right?
freeze. Yeah. Yep. Am
Okay,
I
so the last
echoing
I
in
heard-
everybody else's too, or is that just me? That one
A
didn't
little bit, but I've been hearing myself bounce back a little bit too, so
Okay.
I think it's just
I've
kind of
been
going in
here all day.
rounds.
Okay, that's fine. All right. So, you have a woodwode speaking to you in a language you don't understand. But they do seem to be more defensive than offensive. They don't seem to look like they are intending to hurt you. They seem more curious but worried that you're going to attack them.
Okay.
Eden steps out behind
I'll
you.
call my familiar to land on my arm, and I'll pet him. Friends. Like, maybe that will help. Like, oh, you like birds? Bird. Friend.
Persuasion check.
Birds totally poop on them all the time.
18.
Oh, nice. So it's obvious it has no idea what it is you're trying to say, but seeing how demonstratively you pet the bird, it looks at you kind of strangely and just reaches out and pets the bird.
At this moment, I come
That's
out
the
with
first
my
step of
axe,
friendship.
ready to be like, "What are we doing?"
This seems to be going well.
I follow.
At the sight of Paul and his axe, all of them kind of step back with their club arms raised and raise up their shields just in case.
Are they getting in like a defensive, like ready to fight posture, or is it more like a backing up defensive posture? Like
a backing up defensive posture. The
Okay.
one that's closest to her doesn't seem like he feels like he can move fast enough, so his posture is a little just more at the ready. But all of the rest of them kind of move backwards in the space that they occupy.
Whoa, calm down.
Is
Are
everything
you-
all right?
who are we fighting? What's going on?
We're not fighting anybody. These are nice people. They're speaking a language I don't understand. Does anybody just talk at them at the languages you know and see if
I walk up to it and go, "Hi," in common. Just talking to him in common.
Yep, this will work. I am confident.
Waves its shield awkwardly, and like the little eye, it doesn't really have eyebrows, they're just lights inside a piece of bark, but like the shape changes so that the shape of their eyes is kind of like to the side, and you kind of gather that it's really confused.
I will say hello in Celestial and Sylvan. See what happens.
Relationship to the Sylvan, you get a hello in return.
Ah,
It's a very concerned sounding hello. Hello?
Okay. I speak their language. So I just calm down.
I turn, and when he says that, I turn to Thea and I go like, "Oh yeah, he's a native, so he knows."
actually, I think he's just making words up.
it seems to be working? So
I'll turn and say, good morning.
You have come into the forest. We are unfamiliar with your collection of beings.
We are too.
How is this possible?
We actually only met yesterday.
And it kind of expresses the interesting. You have established a home, and it kind of wraps on the dome.
It is very temporary.
Good. We were concerned that we would have to get permissions.
Oh, like planning and zoning?
Yes. Planning and zoning. Why is your friend obsessed with the bird?
I don't know.
I haven't stopped petting it, by the way. I'm just friends.
Like I said, we met yesterday.
She does not know how to communicate with you like we can.
So she pets the bird instead.
It's more of a hand gesture instead of actually talking.
Oh, I
Keep
see.
petting the bird. I think it's working. It's good. Keep doing that.
At this side of the bird now.
It turns to you and just starts making a petting motion. Is
I'm writing
that-
all of this down later.
is this suitable?
You are doing very good, yes.
Just fine.
Excellent. There are dangers in these woods.
Such
I
as?
am there I don't know how to say this word. There are varts.
Was that
I can
supposed to
see
be a
how that
hard
could be a
sound or a
problem.
soft sound? Because the soft sound is
when-
an F.
When the tree says "varts," I look at Thea and I go, "Oh, I know that word.
Mm,
I think I know what they're talking about."
and many dire hounds. So this is not always the safest of places, but your home looks as though perhaps it could do well. We were concerned for your welfare.
Well, thank you.
Can I stop doing this now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm not going to tell her to, though.
Yeah.
Mostly because I think it is really funny.
Is this funny?
My bird loves it.
Hey. I don't judge what you and your bird do in your spare time. It's fine. So, the woodward kind of looks at all of you. I feel as though perhaps our warning was not needed. There are many sharp, pointy objects. It looks especially at the axes and looks a little concerned.
It makes you feel better. I'm sure he will not hit you with it.
I am relieved, yes.
I tap Eden on the leg. Do I need to
Yes.
hit one of these things with this?
No.
Not right this moment.
Shake
but
it
give it a minute.
menacingly. Okay, just give me a nod. I'm ready.
Will do. That wasn't a nod. I was simply agreeing.
Wait, well, what? Wait, now? No. Okay.
Nope.
So, how temporary is this shelter? When do you intend on moving?
What
Wait,
time?
first light in the morning.
Yeah, it would be getting close to dawn.
Yeah, here in just a moment, I believe, actually. Now that we're all awake, we might as well get on the road, I think, yes?
Yeah.
This will serve well. I was concerned that perhaps we would have to go to the elders to discuss the newcomers in the forest. But if it is only a temporary matter, then it should be fine. We could, if you would like, keep watch for you as far as we can for the next few miles when you leave in the morning for any signs of any threat.
Yes, absolutely.
Complain for having extra help.
It kind of nods its head and keeps examining all of you. This is not made of earth. Kind of
It
pokes at the...
is magic.
Ah, that is right.
Mhm.
But you aren't like many of the other people that I have seen cast magic. Most of
How are
those...
they?
How
are the other people?
Much taller. And
Oh.
sometimes mechanical. The magic users here are usually either giant or made of clockwork.
Sorry, I have to plug in my computer real quick. I forgot to do that earlier.
It is interesting to see. It looked like you fell down. I wasn't so certain that was a willing movement. You got real short.
Dang it.
Find a tree that doesn't look like it's moving, and I go pee on it.
Careful, you might get hit by lightning. I know from experience.
That wasn't a tree, my friend.
Tree, stone, whatever. Same.
I would like for you to roll me a perception check.
Ooh. Ooh, that's a 4.
Oh no.
And now just roll me a natural 20. Roll me a d20. Just straight roll.
That's a 5.
You absolutely walk up to one and drop trow and pee on his feet.
Okay.
He is going to strike you with his club.
Oh God, no.
You peed on his leg, man.
Yeah, I know.
This is just rude.
Another Tuesday.
Bad things happen when you pee.
I'm sorry, guys.
That's amazing. Okay, so does where'd we go here? Wait, where is the okay club? So does an 18 hit?
Oh yeah.
Okay, and that's gonna be yep. That's gonna be 8 1 plus 4. Okay, so that's gonna be 15 points of bludgeoning damage from the club.
Oof.
Wow.
Okay.
He hits you real firmly. And with you being significantly smaller than this guy, I would like for you to roll a strength save to
Okay.
see if you can stay on your feet or if you fly back a ways because you're a gnome.
That's
It just
21.
Okay, yeah. You managed to keep to your feet pretty decently. Although you feel a lot of force, you feel like if you weren't the beefy little gnome that you are, you'd have gone flying. So yeah, you have now been struck by by this tree that you have chosen to pee on.
Okay,
How do you
I
respond
rage.
to that, sir? Yes, of course you do.
Yeah, I rage.
I look at
Do
Paul
I need
and
to
say,
roll
"You
an
deserve
initiative
that."
or?
Oh, calm down.
Fuck.
I feel like all of my spell slots are always going to be just used with hold person.
It's probably a really good thing you guys have that spell.
Yeah, probably.
I'm not totally sure if we're rolling initiative against the plants or against Paul, but go ahead and everybody roll me initiative just so I know what order we're
Oh,
going.
jeez.
Okay, I didn't roll great on initiative, so it's you guys got a second, but
It's probably for the best. That's probably for the best.
I rolled a 13.
Oh,
So did
wrong.
I.
Okay, so we've got.
Ooh, my chair just shrunk.
Rude of it.
Yeah, right.
So Teffin and Paul both got 13. Teffin, I imagine you probably have the higher dex. I don't know. That might not be true. What are your dexes?
I got a +2 to mine.
Yeah, I've got a +1.
Okay, so Paul's gonna end up first in that. Eden, what's you? Oh, Eden?
14? Am I muted?
You weren't, but we just didn't hear you on that one.
No. Sorry, 14.
Reagan, what's yours? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, why can't I remember people's names tonight?
It's been a
Yes,
month.
yes.
You got a 2. I'm very distracted by the bird. I think I am making great progress
Got a 2.
with this relationship.
All right.
2.
All right, and let's see. Yours, Nate, is Pyrin?
Yeah, Pyrin.
Pyrin?
I got a 16.
I have to amend mine. I'm actually a 15. I forgot Jack of all trades, or whatever that is.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. All right, let me roll for them. Jeez. Dex. Okay, so they are kind of way down in this line too, thankfully. So that puts Pyron at first.
Oh man. Alrighty.
Do, bud.
I don't want to escalate. But
Words
we
I
might be too
never
late for
thought
that.
he would say. Words
But
I
we-
never thought.
Yeah. So I'm going to turn to these creatures and I'm gonna say our sincerest apologies for this one. He's not too smart.
A persuasion check?
Alright, persuasion. Yeah, okay. Ooh, that's a good one. 22.
Oh, nice. Good deal. Good deal. I'm gonna say, yeah, that is gonna work out all right. The one that is currently attacking him kind of does sort of back down a little bit, and the others don't seem too keen to attack. They are, however, going to kind of hold in place for a bit.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah, I
are
definitely expect that.
they are paused, waiting to see how all of this plays out, to see if they need to take further action. Eden.
Okay. Wait. I'm going to step. I'm going to step between Paul and the other one they beat on.
Okay, that should be fun for you.
Well.
Are you doing anything else with that?
I'll activate my mage armor just to make sure.
That's probably smart. All right. So that brings us to Eden.
So Eden's gonna roll his eyes, he's gonna pop open his bandolier, and he's gonna pull out one of the middle-sized bells. And he's gonna say, "Leave her, Johnny, leave her." He's gonna ring it once, and it's just gonna echo with the end of that note, and I'm casting Hold Person.
Right.
Is that a wisdom save?
See, yep, wisdom saving throw.
Okay. That is a 16.
That is the DC, so you made it.
Oh no! No!
Okay. Which brings us to Paul.
Okay. All right. Well, let me ask, Piran, how tall are you?
I mean, I'm pretty good size. I don't know, 5'8", 5'9", something like that.
5'9"? Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Knowing that I can't bring my axe through you, I'm going to drop the great axe and pull out my hand axes, and I'm running right under your legs.
Oh boy.
I will say that since I am going through you and you're trying to stop me, you probably do have a reaction.
Yeah, that would be a thing.
I will also let you know that because I have the eagle totem, you have disadvantage on any opportunity attack to try to get me while I'm going through your space.
Just bend your knees a little bit. He'll run right into your crotch.
It's not going to feel great, but you're not going to be attacked by trees.
So what I do, you see me look at Pier and step between us, and I get this rage. I throw my great axe down to the ground, and I pull my hand axes out, and I look at the tree, and I say, "You son of a birch!" And I run straight through the legs.
Son of a birch.
So yeah, are you going to try to stop me, Piran?
Really should.
I think I should try.
You're making an asp of yourself.
I think ash works better, but it works either way.
Yeah. Can I try to grab the hand axe?
You could make. See, he's running. So I'm gonna say,
by the way, bonus action dash. So
he's running quickly.
So I'm like zooming through.
I'm gonna say, like, first off, you would have to make a dex save to be able to catch it in your hand as he's running through.
Okay.
And
I've got
then you
two,
would have
by the way. It's like I'm double fisting the axes.
You'd have to like kind of this is going to be an awkward motion for you. So it would have to be a dex, like an acrobatics first, and then an athletics opposed. So,
Let me see if I make it. Ooh, that's a 9.
Well, how's your dex? Your acrobatics, Paul?
Am I just doing a saving throw here?
Yeah, you're going to be doing a saving throw against him for this one.
And because it's because I have advantage, so that's a 17.
You are not able to grab the axes as he weasels his way under you.
Okay, so using my dash bonus, my full speed is 70 feet. So my plan is I'm running to the tree and I'm jumping and I'm going to use my hand axes to dig into the tree, not as an attack, but I plan on crawling my ass up that tree to get to its head. I don't know how much movement you want me to use on that. If I have to use an action, that's fine. But if I have a free action, I will attack with my action when I get to a spot that I think is worth attacking.
I think with the labor of climbing upward, that's probably going to end up eating your action as well. You will be able to get up to the head, but that's going to
I just up that, and I'm just like ready to go.
Yep. So you are now. Paul is now at this thing's head, just kind of under the opening in the bark where the eyes are very visible. So yeah, that just happened. Teffin, do something.
Oh.
Rails.
Yeah, rails.
I enjoy you guys.
If you guys end up deciding that I don't need to be in the party anymore, I would completely understand. Not like as just a player, I completely understand.
Okay, so you've got these axes dug into the tree, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What are you wearing armor wise?
No armor. I am just
no armor. Okay.
It's all natural.
I don't want to do
commando.
any of that. Okay. So you guys see the dwarf sort of pull his robe open, and there's a bright gem set in his chest that starts glowing, and he just sort of. And I'm gonna use my launching, use my lightning launcher at you.
Okay.
Okay. Simple ranged weapon. Okay. First one's a natural one, so that goes wide. But does a 20 hit?
Oh yeah.
So you are going to take 10 points of lightning damage as the beam shoots out and hits you. Teffin, down.
How much did the first one do?
The first one was a natural one. It didn't hit anything. It just off into the sky.
Because of the nature of this particular thing and the fact that it was a natural one, roll me a d20 again, just to see if this gets a lot worse or if it is just a clean miss.
5.
So,
can we etch a sketch this and just start?
Do I need to roll some more damage here?
Yeah.
Golly.
10. Max damage again.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So you do end up hitting into the tree. Anything above a 5 would have missed the tree.
Of course it did.
So
So,
yeah.
so the first one hits the tree, and the second one hits Paul. Paul, down.
Should I make like some sort of a save to see if I stay on?
Okay, so how much did that do damage wise?
Would have done.
Maybe
It did 10.
For 10 as well? Okay.
And that was lightning damage, so I don't have that. So I take the full on.
Yeah, I'd say that's a dex save.
Okay.
Like you just got frazzled. Or maybe strength.
Well, if it's a dex, it's 19. If it's a strength, it's 21.
Either way, you stay on. It's fine. This is a situation that I was not mentally prepared for, so I was not sure how this. What happens when your player is clinging to a not bad guy by their axes and gets hit by another player's lightning bolt?
Just had to pee, guys. That's all.
Keeping me on my toes.
I'm glad it wasn't me this time.
This is true. All right, Teffin, is that all for you?
That is all for me
All
at this
right.
point.
The trees. Now.
Oh my.
So, let's see how many of them do what here. Okay. Okay, so 3 of them can't decide if you're good guys or bad guys yet. So they're
I'm
holding.
undecided myself.
Yeah, I feel like that's fair. so they're holding their actions. However, the one that you are climbing up, along with 2 of the others, are going to attack the ones that they perceive are attacking them, which also includes Teffin because lightning
Yeah.
to a giant animated wooden log.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I think probably all of these are going to end up hitting. Oh yeah, because the lowest one, once you add their bonus, is going to be a 20.
Ouch.
So that's all right. So Teffin, the one closest to you, is going to do 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points of damage. And you're a dwarf, so you're pretty stout. That's probably not going to fling you. Let's see. The one in front of Thea is going to run over and try to help the one that is currently being climbed by Paul. That one is going to do 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
To me?
Yes.
Okay,
And
so
we tend
that's half to 5 because of rage.
Okay, yeah. And then the other one is going to do 11 points of bludgeoning damage halved.
Okay.
All right.
I think it's just funny how these things are trying to club this gnome on the face of their friend.
You have a fly on you!
they have much better accuracy, however, than that lightning bolt did, so it's worked out to their advantage so far. All right. Back to Pyron.
Oh man. So now we got 3 of them all together, right?
Do I go
Yeah.
after the trees?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, Thea.
Oh.
Let's go back this way. So I forgot that my familiar can roll its initiative.
Yeah, go for it.
In combat. So can I just have it go in front of me? That's okay with you. That's fine with me.
That is fine.
Okay.
No problem.
So I would have it fly up and get into Paul's face and try to like beat him with their wings to like I'm trying to knock him down.
Okay. So I don't know owl stats. Help me out here. What's it got?
I gotcha. Not a lot. It's very small.
I figured.
I mean, its strength is a 3. Dexterity's a 13. Constitution's an 8. It has 1 hit point.
Does
They're
it
very
have
small.
any kind of like
It has talons.
attack or
It has a talon attack, but I'm just trying. I mean, if they need to attack him, they can. I was just trying to like get him to knock Paul back.
If you're trying to get him to knock him back, that's probably going to need to be an attack.
Okay.
You can flavor it so that it's
do
more
that.
like the wings trying to beat in his face or something like that. But yeah, that's going to need to be an attack roll if you're trying to like knock him off.
Okay. Rolled a 4. I don't know if I get to add anything to that.
It's a +3
probably
for the
not
talons.
+3.
Okay. Oh, I see it.
Be right
+3.
back.
I'm sure that's not enough.
That probably does not hit. I assume that doesn't hit you, Paul.
Nah, I mean, we could say it does, but it doesn't do much because
I mean,
I'm raging and don't care.
Okay.
It does like a
That's
1
fine.
damage if it hits. It's like a 1 damage, so even if it did hit me, I would negate it. So
yeah. So yeah, it's a valiant effort. I'm gonna roll something for the trees here, but you can go ahead and. Oh, well, at least 2 of the trees that are attacking now seem to be aware that you sent that owl in there, so they are currently kind of sort of backing away-ish. They're not backing away, but they're kind of more on the guard side of things instead of being convinced that they need to like kill all of you guys.
Okay.
So yeah, they at least seem to be affected by this decision that you've just made. And now your turn.
So then for my turn, since that didn't work, I will cast Suggestion on Paul. So you need to make a Wisdom saving throw.
okay. 13.
Okay. That's fine. It works anyways. So I'm going to tell you to climb down, apologize, and sit on the ground with sit on your hands like you make toddlers do.
I don't think that's how suggestion works, baby. I think it's like you get like 1 word, right?
It says a sentence or 2.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, cool.
So climb down and
Command
apologize.
is 1 word.
Command is what I was thinking. All right.
Oh,
so,
yeah, that's right. It is command word. All right. Well, I guess on my turn, I will do that.
All right. So we have a couple more things going on before it gets around to your turn. That brings us to Pyron.
Okay.
Would responding to suggestion be a reaction, or would you do that on your turn?
He uses his actions to comply.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so Pyron.
Okay. After seeing that and seeing them kind of, backing away just a tad bit, but still good, I am going to hold my action. And I'm going to make sure I'm still, within 5 feet of them, but I'm going to hold my action.
Okay. Eden?
So with the same bell out, he's gonna say, you know the rules, and so do I. A full commitment's what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. And he's gonna cast Bane. And it's going to be both on Paul and the tree he has currently climbed.
Me, Bane?
Bane. Up to 3 creatures of your choice that you can see within range must make charisma saving throws. When they fail that, basically they subtract a d4 from attack rolls or saving throws.
Okay. Well, I rolled a 7, so I'm going to assume that I don't succeed.
Correct.
17?
Saves.
Okay. So he still has his stuff going on. So, Eden, anything else? Okay. That brings us to Paul.
Okay. So you said you told me climb down, sit on your hands and apologize, right?
Yep.
Okay. So furiously, I start to climb down with my hand axe. On the way down, like when I get to like the knee area, I like dig the blade in just a little bit more than I should, not to cause damage, but just kind of that like, and get down, put my hand axes, I sit on my hands, I sit down on the ground and I go, sorry.
That's amazing. The tree looks at him kind of confused and then kind of looks at all of the rest of you to try and figure out your posture. Teffin, before it's any of the tree's turns, it's back to you.
Yeah, so I am going to step back away from the tree that is attacking me. Sort of hands up in a non-threatening posture, but I am going to hold my action. If it continues to attack me, I'm gonna have to react to it. But I am backing away.
He notices. All right. So the tree that notices, the tree that's in front of you also notices all of this other stuff going on, and kind of stands there in confusion for a moment, but doesn't farther attack you.
Okay.
Just kind of, he keeps the club up and ready. The one that spoke to Thea first looks down to Paul and just says, "You have soiled my friend." And looks quite perturbed by it, but kind of looks to the rest of you and starts to back away. Do we have your word that your friend will remain controlled?
We will do our best.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Let's see what that is.
Bardic inspiration on that.
What's that? D6?
D8 actually for me.
D8.
Can you stack things like that? Because I have guidance. You can do a D4.
Can stack.
Okay.
I'm asking, can you stack?
I think you can stack those.
Okay.
So long as it's not the exact same thing, yeah, you should be able to.
That's a 22.
Ooh, he seems, while still perturbed, at least satisfied by this, and kind of signals his barky brethren to accompany him more into the tree line. They sort of fade back. They've gone from offering assistance to no longer wanting anything to do with you.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep. So they just kind of fade back into the tree line and begin to kind of fade where you're not sure that they're there anymore. The natural camouflage helps a whole lot, but they stand far enough back that if they're still watching, it's hard for you to tell.
I'm just going to yell out, "I'm sorry!"
They don't respond.
Yeah.
Aiden is just shaking his head and going back into the dome.
Congratulations, you have angered a forest.
At this point, I'm just going to go over to my cart and start getting it ready for traveling.
Yep, I'm gonna pack up.
Anybody else doing anything specific?
After a minute or two, when I finally stand up, I walk over to a different tree and I kind of poke it a couple times to see if it reacts. And then I kick it really fucking hard.
I see him do this, and I telepathically say to him, "Don't you fucking kick me."
Inspiration.
Yes. That's amazing.
All right.
Roll a wisdom save.
Who me?
Well, I guess it wouldn't be so much a save. Roll.
Woo, whatever it is, it's a natural one.
You are convinced that you have just kicked another one of these creatures. You are absolutely convinced. What you choose to do with that information is up to you. It's just a tree, but you don't know that anymore.
That's a tough one. I don't know. I'm gonna roll a d20 just to see with my intelligence, just to see kind of if I roll lower than a 10, I'm gonna be I'm gonna just go into full on rage again. But if I go higher than a 10, I'll be okay, I need to walk away from this. This is obviously not the right move.
You gotta rage against a tree.
That's a 4, so I hit it with my axe.
Can't take him anywhere, man. You likely will hit.
Yeah,
Just a tree.
That's a 14.
I mean, it's not going anywhere, so yeah.
I just start. And, after a while, I realize the tree isn't attacking back, and then I think I stop. But, I get a couple good whacks in before I kind of yeah, that'll show you. Stupid trees.
Paul, is your bag and stuff still inside the dome?
Yeah, I've just got my axes. That's it.
So Eden is currently packing up Paul's stuff and his own.
There's not much in there. Food, some health potions, and a bunch of gold.
It's all still in there. He's not going to take anything out. He's just sort of gathering it up.
No, I'm just saying there's very little for you to pick up. A couple potions, rations, and then a bunch of gold.
So anybody who wants can roll me a perception check. If you are even attempting to notice anything around your surroundings right now.
I mean, my passive perception is 15.
Yeah, you can go passive if you want to.
Are we about to are we getting in and traveling?
This would have been towards kind of the end of the third watch, so yeah. It's probably getting on towards morning at this point.
I get into the back of the cart in a huff and just look really just frustrated and just like a 5-year-old who had told she had to go to the corner, and I just sit with my arms crossed. I won't just head down.
You don't go into the dome to get your stuff out?
No, I don't even think about it. Just go straight to the cart.
It's a good thing you've got Eaton with you, man.
Yeah.
So did anybody? So you're passive. Anybody
My
wants
passive
to
is
do
a 15.
It's 15. Anybody
My
rolling
passive
or
is a 14.
Passive 14.
Okay. Anybody with 13 or higher in the distance, but the not so far distant distance, there is a flock of birds that erupts from inside the trees and seems to be headed elsewhere. You can make of that information what you will, but there is a flock of birds now that after his second bout with the not animated tree has gone on the move.
I think we should just get out of here. We should just go.
We need to evacuate.
As soon as the cart is ready, I'm going to climb up in the driver's seat, and I'm just waiting for the rest of everyone to get done.
I did
Joining
also
you up
forget
front.
this would have been towards the end of third watch. Did you guys, if you want to, we can kind of rewind a little bit. Did you want to do any RPing or anything like that? I skipped over you guys for that.
I mean, I probably wouldn't know.
Not sure what else needs to be said right now.
Well, this would have been before. Yeah, this would be before that. So I'm not sure if Thea would
probably
be
not
instigating conversation or anything.
I know Teffin wouldn't.
Probably would have just. I probably would have just said something about your cart's really interesting. Where did you get some of those ideas?
Well, just have a lot of stuff to carry with me, and regular carts don't really seem to do what I need them to do, so I just came up with some ideas on my own.
Okay. Did any of those ideas come to you in dreams?
No, but I did hear a series of stories once about some madman who was traveling the world in a box that was bigger on the inside.
It's a good story. I've heard that one too.
Very appealing, that one.
That's about it. Mm-hmm.
The one about the banana?
Anything else detail-wise that you ask him about?
No, I don't think so.
Cool. All right. So yeah, you have that little bit. Does that instigate anything on your end? Any questions or anything?
No.
Yep, real open group. With time, assuming you live that long.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, in my
you live
defense,
that
I just legitimately don't know. So
yeah, that's definitely true of you. All right, so back around to the things that just happened. So everybody's packed up.
Yep.
Eden's just gonna pop open the back and set Paul's stuff to in the corner. He's gonna say, "Paul, you left this," and then he's gonna close the door and he's gonna go up front.
I just mumbled, "No, yeah, well, thanks for stuff, stupid trees."
Can I ride up here, please?
Of course. And as soon
How
as
many people can fit up front?
As soon as everyone's on board, I'm gonna whoosh, and off onto the road and move along.
So
How many people?
Oh, sorry.
How many people can fit up front? Because I'm up there too.
Probably 3, I would think.
Okay.
I mean, it's tight with 3.
Yeah, you're all just sitting on each other's laps.
If you're going to sit up there, then Eden is just going to shake his head and he's going to climb back down and go into the back.
Okay.
I mean, we got room for 3, I guess, but
not for 4. Eden is just walking back to the back and opening the door and climbing in.
Thanks. Do you know what that?
I'm gonna make some.
I don't want a whole box bag. Put that with me. Sorry, we're dividing popcorn.
The division of popcorn is an important thing.
It is. Yes.
So yeah, you now have a. Does anybody else go up front? Since there's room for 3, but currently only 2. Is that a thing for anybody?
I'll go up front.
All right.
Okay.
So we have
I
Pyron.
don't want to deal with the pouting kid in the back. So
Byron, Thea, and
Hey, Paul's had a rough day.
It's like 6 in the morning.
Off to a real rough start, man.
Self-inflicted wounds, man. Self-inflicted wounds.
Hey, a gnome's got to pee, man.
That's amazing. Oh dear. So yeah. You three are up front. Any conversation happening while you're riding off?
Not on my part, but I won't stop any other conversations.
Anything?
He's pretty nosy.
He's pretty
Oh,
nosy.
look. Pretty trees.
Why are you cold?
Who are you asking
Oh.
that?
Why you warm?
Kyron.
Oh,
Because I'm an elf, and I think we're
Well,
mammals, and that's warm-blooded. But you're cold.
I'm not particularly a mammal. Yeah, a mammal. So I am something different. I am not. I am from this place, but not this particular plane that we're on right now.
Just realized I forgot what you were, Nate. I have to look.
Fallen Esimar.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay.
I am cold to the touch.
Gotcha. I forgot about that. Yes. Do you ask for elaboration on that?
Yeah. So what do you mean you're not from here?
Well, see, back before time was time, I came I came from a different plane, a higher plane actually, and things happened, and I left that plane searching for something, and so here I am. And because of that, I've lost some of my higher status, which includes warmth. Actually, it's one of the side effects. And yeah, I'm here searching for stuff, and I'm trying to help out when possible, and for from the visitors and all that stuff. Honestly, I got no idea at this moment, but I'm going with that.
Player Nate is not sure.
Yeah.
After that, I just pull out my book and I just start writing all about the trees and the fight with the trees and making Paul sit on his hands and about cold people, trying to find warmth in magic carts.
Anything else with any of the front folks?
Not
just
at
driving.
this time.
Just driving.
And in the back of the bus.
I'm going to use some hit dice. Because I took 35 points of damage.
Yeah, you did.
Before breakfast.
Yeah, before breakfast. So I'm just eating my sorrows with some rations.
Just drown the sorrows with food.
So, man. Sorry.
Well done, Paul. Well done. Way to be your character.
Bravo.
I don't know how else to be.
Well, Cromork is occupied with something. He's still sharpening his axe. That's got to be a euphemism.
He's adventuring with his axe.
Adventure.
That's why I sat in the front.
Eden, anything specific?
Got to make sure there's no splinters in that handle. No splinters in the handle, right?
So rude. So rude.
Yeah, so I come back to full hit points.
Oh, nice.
Using my hit dice. And then, yeah, I'm just kind of pouting in the corner.
Yes. Anything, Eden?
Just playing.
Just playing. Just playing.
Hooked on a feeling.
Hooked on a feeling. It's a good shot. It's a good call. I prefer that being stuck in my head than the other options currently, so we'll roll with that.
I'm going to say about halfway through, like, the song, like, I start kind of doing that. I don't have the pouty anymore, and I go, And then if I notice Eden like seeing and smiling or something at me for doing it, I just go and just get grumpy again.
Nope, Eden purposefully ignores you.
Oh, okay. So, yeah.
We're gonna bring out the good in Paul yet, man.
We're gonna try.
We might fail, but meh.
So once we get to a certain point, I would actually like look at Eden and be like, "So, we got a plan for fighting this wizard thing yet?"
Hell if I know. Plans have never been my strong suit.
Well, you know mine. I'm go in swinging.
I know that. Several months ago, actually.
Some jerky.
Sure, thank you. And he'll pull out his water skin and offer it to you.
He accepts and drinks.
It's not water.
What is it?
It is definitely alcohol.
He drinks way more than more than a swig. He's definitely enjoyed it.
It's not very good alcohol, but it is alcohol.
Not sure he'd be picky. Just
not even a little bit.
Yeah, judging by the character, I'm thinking he'll just enjoy it.
Not even mildly.
All right. So you guys, over the course, I would like somebody else to roll me just a d20, any representative from the group.
I can do it. Nope, cocked. It's a 6.
Okay.
Retreat.
Nope. Okay. I have a rotating scale. It's fine. So we're actually there is movement in the side at the sides of the road, but nothing actually attacks you. There are definitely things about in the woods, though. Over the course of a few hours of travel, you begin to notice that there are little huts popping up here and there. You're getting into an area that is more civilization looking than just rough wild that you were in before. I mean, the road was fairly well established, but the area around it was not very well settled. So as you're getting closer in to the coast, there's quite a bit more popping up as far as small settlements, like little hamlets and things like that where folks have built their homes. And the farther you go, the more condensed this becomes until you realize that you are very, very near to the port of Ur. So as you begin to arrive in the city itself, it's a smaller city, much smaller city than where you were. More kind of a glorified port town. Definitely has all of the conveniences, but much more limited. My husband just fell off a cliff.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, there he is. So yeah, you're noticing that there's more and more as far as residential areas established. As you get in, there's a lot of different things. Fishmongers set up with different places there. There are a lot of different markets that have been established. You do pass a few farms on the way through into this area. There are some shops here and there, and this is the port of Ur, so there is a large kind of dock scene happening with a lot of different things revolving around sea trade. You will notice, which for you guys, I just closed my notebook. For Pyron, this would not be that strange. Most of the rest of you, this wouldn't be super weird for Teffin either, since he's been on this plane for a while. With those of you who have been on Smara quite a bit, this is not overly surprising. For those of you who are accustomed to the level lower, there's not water here. It's effectively kind of billowing water vapor. It looks like moving clouds.
I haven't spent a lot of time on this level, right?
No. I think this is the first time that you've been on this level.
Okay.
You've spent most of your time below.
Okay.
Same thing for Thea. She wouldn't have been here yet, although she's fairly new to the whole thing. So this is kind of everything is new for you. But this would definitely be new for the rest of you. I think Teffin and Pyron are probably the only ones that have seen this kind of a setup before. And there are several.
Hogs were in the bag.
That's true. That's fair. Yes, you haven't seen it yet anyway. So, you knew that you were following the general line of trajectory for your demon dude. But beyond that, what do you do now that you're here?
What time of day is it as we're pulling into town?
Probably getting on towards close to lunchtime, like not
Okay.
quite noon.
Okay.
You didn't have a hideous long ways left to go.
All right. So we know pretty well that we're going to have to go someplace else, right? I seem to remember that being the case, right?
I think the general consensus was you were going south.
Okay.
From where you were in the city.
Yeah, because didn't we learn Cachet had has a tower or his own like area that he's trying to get back to or something? Or we learned some backstory about him.
I have to remember what I said now. Everybody roll me a history check, because there might have been a tower involved with what I said, but I don't remember specifically, but there is definitely something involved.
23.
23? Who has the 5?
5.
5.
In perfect roleplay for Paul, I have a natural 1.
17.
17. What was yours, Thea?
Natural 1.
Oh, jeez.
Every game.
Knocking it out in the
Every
Boulder
game I roll a
house.
natural 1.
Nice. It's
Man,
something
These
about that household,
dummies
man.
here.
So
Bad rolls made here.
For Eden and Teffin, Eden, you have heard stories passed along as you've kind of gone along and listened to bards from other places and whatnot. Teffin, you would know this probably much more clearly because you have lived in this plane. But Eden, you've heard stories of a place called the Emerald Wall, where the things beyond it are confusing and often spoken of as though they are nightmarish, and it sounds kind of like stories intended to instill fear to try and keep people away from it. So you're not totally sure if they are real, but you suspect that if you were a mad wizard looking for a place to set up shop, it seems like a likely candidate. You would know, Teffin, that the opposite side of the wall, while the wall itself is a beautiful thing and a lot of people will travel to the lake and the surrounding areas, the Emerald City, all of this, a lot of people will travel to those things. No one will go beyond it because effectively it's the area beyond the wall is kind of considered the Bermuda Triangle of the Disc of Ohan. So yeah, that's
Okay.
a thing.
So a lot of mysterious, weird stuff going on over there.
Yeah. Which,
Wildlings.
huh?
Wildlings.
Wildlings.
And is the Emerald Wall, is that, where is that located on this plane? Is that like, are we
It's on the
heading
map,
to that
actually.
direction? Oh, is it? Let me pull that.
A small map, and then there is a blown up version of the direction if you end up going to Alan. There's a blown up version, but there are other areas to choose from depending on what you guys decide to do with your lives here. So
Let's just
So-
set up shop. We don't. Who cares?
just live
So
here
where
now.
are we? We're on the lake, that lake pit. What does that
No.
say?
No.
You look on the wider world map, on the Smara map that was up there from before. So
Okay.
if you go back in the history of photos, oh
Keith
yeah,
actually
somebody share stream. That's smart. Okay. So yeah, you can.
So we're
You can
right
hit
about
that.
here. This is the port of We started here, and presumably we're going to head down this direction.
Presumably, I mean that seems to be the direction he was going.
Oh, okay, yeah, because we've got to get to a different level.
Yeah, or a different disc on this level, pretty much.
Or
This
yeah,
is
and that's the reason why we're okay. All right, cool. Not that
So-
Paul understands any of that information,
but now player Jason does, so it's
Yeah.
helpful. Yeah, you don't know any of this, but now Jason knows this, so it's fine. So yeah, you arrive at the port of driver man, what are you doing?
I guess I will look for the center of commerce as I would normally would coming into a new town, like the town square or a marketplace or something along those lines.
There are kind of two separate areas for this. So effectively what ends up happening is as you come into town, there is a nice kind of formal town square looking area that would be more like what you would be accustomed to in most other towns. Because this is a port town, however, you would probably know that any port town, the docks are going to be the place where most of the local action is going to be happening.
And then I'm going to head that direction. I'm going to head towards the docks.
And there is an area just prior to the docks where there are a lot of market things set up. There's it kind of ends up at a T where the docks themselves sort of make the long arm of the T, and all the way down the edge of the top of the T, you see market set up, and then they kind of turn with the docks and line the street against the water. And there's all kinds of wares there, of course, like there's a lot of food offerings, but there's also just a lot of commerce going on there in general. Anything that can be traded is being traded pretty much.
Okay, so I'm going to be looking specifically to see if there's things like glass blowers or leather workers or smiths or anything like that, even tinkerers in the group.
Okay. So, you don't see any smiths. You do see there are two different tinkerers.
Okay.
That kind of seem to vary in what it is that they're doing. One of them seems to do things that are more clockwork. He is actually clockwork himself. One of them seems to do larger things that are more steam powered. Like think think the mechanical foxes and things like that Killian has built,
Yeah. Okay.
but with larger chunks, so they're not quite as agile. Like they don't move quite as naturally. They're more like the toy robot dogs
Yeah.
that
Okay.
move really awkwardly and things like that. So stuff kind of in that vein, not necessarily that specifically. There are things that are more useful than that, but things kind of built in similar ways, only steam powered metal bits and pieces.
Okay.
There is there was something else you had asked and I rolled for, and now I don't remember what it was.
Glass blower or leather workers?
There is a leather worker. There is no glass blower.
Okay.
There was a glass blower, but he learned that the docks were a bad place for him very quickly, so he's moved into town farther.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's a thing. But there is a leather worker there.
Okay.
Now I'm curious about this, Stephen.
I'll have to look at that later.
It's a really awkward looking mechanical dog thing from forever ago. It's just a
Probably like
commercial
that.
that reminded me of.
Probably a metal version of that. I don't know yet, but probably.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a leather worker, and some things like that. There are some interesting things too that you have seen, but in much smaller quantities. There is actually a peddler of it looks like potions but vaporous. You're not totally sure what they are from a distance, but
So what you are.
yeah. Too far.
Okay.
So yeah.
I'm also, I suppose, going to be keeping a lookout for the kind of place where you might be able to either charter one of these boats or whatever, or some office where they might be reporting where they're coming to and going from, so that we have an idea of what's going where. I'm also looking for a spot in the line of little shops where I might be able to park the wagon for a little bit.
Is there like a dock master too? Generally speaking, like docks usually have some kind of like a dock master or something.
Is a dock master, and kind of they are keeping records on various things through him as well.
Yeah, that would be the guy to talk to about who's coming and going.
So there is a dock master, or roll me your perception check. Let's see if you're able to kind of differentiate between these things.
Who, me?
Probably
Well,
me, since I'm driving.
Yeah,
I was about to
yeah.
say,
This would be This would be a Teffin thing.
Okay,
Anybody
cool.
who's in the front, if Teffin says that he is doing this, if you want to either assist or make your own rolls, that's
so
fine.
again, my passive is 15.
Okay, so passive perception 15. It's a busy enough dock that it's hard to tell.
Okay.
You're not sure about the dock master situation. However, you can tell that some of the larger ships do their own advertising, if you will, for if they have spaces that or if they're going a specific place and they just want to be able to make a little extra money while they're going.
I'm thinking specifically of Kaylee sitting out front of the Firefly of Serenity.
I hadn't thought of that, but you're not wrong. It is very much like that, except they're a lot more aggressive about it. Like they're flinging flyers and like making noises and speaking very loudly about why their ship is the best. So there are. I assume that you're looking for one that might be large enough to actually house your cart too.
That's not a deal breaker, but yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I've got some other stuff built into it to help out with that.
So there are, I will say there are 4 larger ships.
Okay.
3 of them look like they are taking on passengers. There are a lot of smaller, like, fishermen's boats, like different things like that are more out for trade. They're not really advertising. You don't really see anybody pushing for passengers with those. There are a few actual charter ships that look like they are for small groups. They also, with your passive perception, you can also probably tell they are nicer. They will likely be much more expensive.
Gotcha.
Even though they're smaller, like, they are designed as passenger vessels. That is how they make their income. So
Gotcha.
they're going to end up running probably a lot pricier. Of the 3 larger ships that are advertising, there is one that is quite nice. It's very large. It looks like it may be some sort of a retired and refurbished military vessel. And these are all kind of airships. They are intended to be skybound, except for one, which looks like somebody plucked a boat out of the ocean from below and stuck really weird wings on it and called it good. But it's there, so apparently whatever they're doing worked for them.
I bet I know which one we end up on.
I mean, not necessarily, but the offer is there.
Wait, it's got wings on it?
Yes. It has like the giant like Da Vinci wings. Yeah.
Yeah, we're all gonna have to like
do that one.
get in the hold and like use our legs to pedal. So that
Pedal
way
power.
we can come up and down. While how long were we traveling before we got here? Like a few hours?
Yeah, it was probably, if you guys left between 6 and 7, it was probably close to 5 hours.
Tefan, in your cart, do you have any things like little like cogs and like springs and like little like tinker stuff?
Not where you are, no.
Okay.
My tinkering stuff is in a different level.
Okay. Using some of my... Okay, never mind. Sorry, because you ain't got anything out there. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'll let you stop.
Where you are, it's more blacksmithy type stuff.
Okay.
So there is an anvil, but it is affixed to the wall, like way up at the very top of the cabin. And it looks like it's affixed to the wall so that when the wall folds down, it's in a spot that's actually usable. Up there next to the anvil, there's also a sort of a stone ring that looks like it's probably used as my actual forge for heating up the metals. But again, it's affixed up on the wall, up out of the way when the wall is closed.
Okay. When we do stop, there are a couple things that I want to purchase before we get onto a ship.
So you are able to find a spot that you could reasonably easily pull over your cart, kind of to the side. It's sort of off. It's actually on the lane with the dock.
Okay.
So it's a little bit farther down than most of the boats that you're interested in. You're getting more into the territory of like the little fishing vessels and stuff like that are more managing that sort of thing.
That's fine. I'll pull off to the side and get down, walk around to the back, pull a lever, and the wall is going to open down, and the wall becomes sort of this raised platform that I can work from, and I start pulling out tools and stoking my forge, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of work while we're here.
Alrighty. Is there something specific you are working on?
No, just whatever, Actually, I take that back. I'm going to start working on the sorts of things that might come in handy on boats. So, like fittings for the boats, nails that can be used, pulleys, um, harpoon heads, things like that. Hi, Nat.
They say hi.
Ah.
She says hello.
Okay.
So that sort of thing, and then sort of displaying them there specifically for the sailors to kind of catch their eye.
Roll me persuasion or performance.
And I will do persuasion.
Unless you intend on intimidating them into buying things.
No.
You won't buy it and you will love it.
17.
What? 17? You actually get a decent bit of interest.
So, to aid in that, maybe, Eden is gonna sort of set down. He's gonna take off his hat and sort of throw it down, busker style, and he's gonna start playing. What's the name of that song? 16 Tons. Does everybody know that one?
Yep.
16 tons, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. Anyway, he's going to sit down and he's going to try to match his tempo to the tempo that he's working at as he's hitting the iron. And so I don't know if that will help in bringing people in or whatever, but...
Roll me a performance.
Okay.
Guidance. I remember I have that now.
While all of them are kind of focusing on this sort of stuff, Paul's going to take that moment while they're all kind of doing that to slip away to go buy some stuff.
Okay. Cool. Are you looking for specific things?
What's that?
Looking for specific things?
Yeah, so the person who's selling the clockwork stuff, he wants to kind of incognito go over to that and make a couple purchases from that vendor.
Okay.
I am also curious about that.
Okay. What did you end up rolling on your performance?
4.
Oh.
Wow.
Man,
you're a bard, Steven.
Did you add guidance to that?
I did, yeah. I rolled a 2 on the guidance.
What's your plus on your performance?
Performance, I have a plus 11. I rolled a 17, a 2 on the guidance, and I gave myself a bardic inspiration for 4.
Oh, wait. I think I heard you wrong.
34?
3, 4? I only heard the 4.
Yeah, I only heard the 4 as well.
On the 30.
Oh, I apologize.
I was like, 4?
4? 4 is mathematically not possible.
That was why I was wondering. I was like, that's not physically possible, I don't think.
A big negative.
I love how every single one of us were all kind of like...
Alright, well, the things you guys said sort of made sense. You were like, you're a bard, and I was like, yeah, no, I am. 34. My bad.
Alright. So, with that, I'm going to say you are going to end up making about, between the metals that you use and all of that kind of stuff, you're going to end up probably getting another 25 gold in sales. Nice. And you are actually going to end up, just from the busking, you're going to get, you're probably going to end up getting about, how long are you going to be doing this?
Like, just kind of how long Teffin is working.
Yeah, how long are you intending on working, Teffin?
So we got there about midday.
Mm-hmm.
Probably about 4 hours or so.
Okay. So I'm gonna say you're probably getting it's small change, but it ends up adding up. You'll probably end up getting about, over the course of 4 hours, about 10 gold in smaller coin. So pretty darn good. If you were in a less sea shanty kind of a place, you'd probably have made a lot more on that, but you also helped him a good bit.
The other reason I'm doing that is I'm specifically sort of making friends with the sailors and getting a sense of which boats or airships or whatever we want to be looking at for passage to the other island.
Come back to that part of that after we get to these others guys.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to the clockwork man who has clockwork things.
Yes, I'm trying to do it a little incognito.
Okay.
Well, I'm also curious as well, so I'd be going.
Are you gonna bother being incognito, Nate?
Nope.
So you're just you. When you say incognito, what are you thinking?
Like I'm leaving my great axe.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna like gnome myself in through the crowd, not trying to draw attention from everybody else.
I love that gnoming is now a verb.
I'm gonna gnome myself.
Yep.
Just weaving in and out. Using my eagle totem to just dash between people out of the way and get to the so that way I can get to the clockwork guy relatively quickly.
Okay. Thea, are you going any specific direction? Are you going with them? Are you doing your own thing?
Thea's going towards the boats.
Okay, cool. We will get to you in just a second.
You're the only one who's on task.
Yep. Yes, she is.
I'm on task, just
I know.
Just in a roundabout
subtly.
way. Yeah. So, Paul, you are going to get there first because you gnome your way through. And Pyron, you are gonna end up a few minutes behind him. You see a clockwork man who identifies himself as Percival, and he is currently actually designing. He's actually showing people as he's designing these different clocks for different purposes. So there's one that gives the layout of the astronomy. There we go. Wrong astro thing. There might be one for astrology too. It has like different cool readouts on what your day is supposed to be like too. But there's one that gives out the astral readings of different times of day. There's one that is just, your normal clock, but it has several different alarm systems that you can set. There are some clockwork devices, like things like clockwork kind of traps for various things. And he's kind of explaining some of his process as he goes without giving away too many secrets. Anything specific you are searching for there?
I look at him and I say, "Hey, you! I need to buy some stuff."
Good sir. What is it that you would like to purchase?
I want all the I want cogs and springs and all the things. I need the small things, all of those things.
So you're not interested in buying my wares, but more my supplies?
Yeah, sure, whatever. Big words, fine.
Why use many word when few word work?
He looks kind of confused by this. He's like, were those big words? But never mind. How many of these things would you like? I'll have to make sure that I keep myself well stocked enough that I can complete my day. But I can do this.
I grab 30 gold out of my bag and I dump it on the thing. I want that much worth of the things.
Oh my! My. Well,
and 2 magnets. Do you have magnets? I need 2 powerful magnets.
Uh-oh.
Powerful.
See where that's going.
Huh. How powerful are you?
Strong enough to hold me.
May I? He reaches his hands out as though he's going to pick you up to test how heavy you are.
I tense up and get like
He waits for you to okay it before he actually touches you.
You better just watch yourself.
He,
He is a watch.
Literally.
I don't understand how to interpret that, sir.
Stop messing around. How much for the trinkets?
Well, I'm not sure without testing your weight if these magnets will hold you, but assuming everything... so, 30 gold worth. Let's see, this will cover the magnets, and then this much will... I think that I could probably... If I gave you all 30 gold worth, I would not leave myself with enough for the day, but I could give you 20 gold worth, and that would include the magnets. And then he pulls out kind of a sort of a canister of various like cogs and gears, and then one of springs and different pieces like that, some different smaller works, and this and this, and I could throw in this. Is unfinished as of yet, and I'm not sure that it will be very valuable to me when it's completed. It was a passion project that I've fallen out of for quite some time, but all of the pieces of this would add up to about 5 gold. And
cool. I literally sweep it all into my bag. I grab the one that he's half finished. I throw it in the bag like hard enough where it just kind of like breaks apart, and then I just walk away and leave the 30 gold.
Thanks. He just like pockets the gold. He starts like kind of working on the thing that he's working on again and asking people if he can help them. At that point, he would look to you and like, is there anything that I can do for you, sir? As we kind of go through this, and he's building on this thing.
So I'm gonna look over and what he's already finished. I don't know. I'm just trying to see. Like, I'm looking for something unique. I'm looking for something that nobody else has. Not necessarily for practical use, but just something very, very unique.
Investigation. Advantage. Because all of these things are labeled pretty clearly. So if you're doing reading, looking around the labels and all of that.
So 13.
Because they are all clockwork, they are all similar to each other, but you do see a handful of things that you're reasonably certain you're probably not going to find in a lot of different places. This seems like a person who is struggling to figure out how his own emotions work as effectively an automaton. So there are different little, essentially, pocket watches that he has designed to try to... There's one that tries to read the emotions of others. So if you're in a conversation, you can hold it up and it gives you a readout of their, like, where they are on an emotional scale. And there is one that actually displays it for people who apparently can't. So that's a two-sided kind of a thing. There is one that does both. So it's literally a two-sided thing. But there are iterations that individually do one or the other. Those are really unique in your brain. You haven't seen a lot of that. Trying to think what else. There are some... You don't have any kind of like detective magic things or anything like that?
I don't think so.
Remember that being the case, but there are a handful of things that look like they have some special designs. There are some runes in them and whatnot, but really nothing the things that seem the most interesting to you are the things that seem to gauge emotions. Like those are things you have not really seen that in a marketplace before. That's kind of cool.
Okay, how much are those?
So he's asking for 8 gold each on those, which
Okay.
gold is like, this is fairly pricey for little things,
Yeah.
but it's also not bad. Like for the amount of work that it looks like you put into them and the fact that it is so unique, like it's not an unreasonable amount.
Okay. And then
The
the one
one
that does both?
would be that's going to be 14. So it's a little
14.
bit less than what it would be if you did both individually.
Okay, I'll take the one that did both.
Okay. He thanks you and kind of wraps it in a nice little bit of kind of felting and tucks it into a bag that has his little seal on it and hands it to you. Little cloth bag. Thank you
I
very
give it
much.
a bow. Thank you.
I
And then
appreciate your
walk
business.
away.
All right. And we'll go over the Thea for a minute. So, are you focusing on any specific boats? Are you looking at all of them? What's your game here?
Just looking at all of them, generally just trying to look at design and how the wings are attached to them, and I'm making notes for myself and trying to overhear conversations if boats that are open to be hired and things like that.
Roll me a perception check.
19.
Okay, so there are several boats that are hiring. A lot of them have little kind of standing sandwich boards. I don't know what there's a better word for that. I just can't brain it. So they've got little boards out that kind of give their base rates and things like that. You can hear people actively haggling quite a bit. So you gather that those are not hard prices.
Okay.
There are several kind of schooner-looking things like that. A lot of them are kind of on the small side and seem like they've already got a decent crowd. So it would be good for like 1 or 2 people to get on. But for a whole crew of folks, it would be a little tight, especially if it is something that like you're not sure if he wants to bring the cart or not. But the larger ones, the designs are very interesting. The weird one is really interesting to you for the purposes of research. It looks to defy logic, which shouldn't really be a massive surprise in this place because there's a lot of stuff that defies logic. However, this seems a little bit especially batshit crazy. Like, there is no way.
Love it.
Yeah, there is no way these wings should support the weight of this vessel. There's just no way. One of the dirigible styles has a very well-dressed captain who is missing a few teeth. And it is kind of one of those things where this is more of a melting pot. There are people that obviously come from below. There's a much larger racial mixture here than there was in the larger city. A lot more people that look like they came from other planes. So this fellow looks surprisingly average human. And it looks like somebody effectively took a nasty pirate, polished him, and stuck him in a really nice suit. It's the best way I have to describe him. So he's sweet-talking people as best he can and doing a pretty decent job at it. It's a very nice-looking vessel. It sounds like it would be a pretty penny to get on board. There is another one, the Fairholin, which is really elegantly decorated, but a little bit downscale from the larger dirigible. And it seems as though that one is being manned by a group of purple-skinned Goliaths. They're all bald. And they all are dressed in something that looks a bit akin to monk robes. Their haggling methods seem far more chill than everybody else's. They seem to have much firmer price boundaries and are very difficult to read. But everything looks very, very particular. They are very particular in their keeping of their vessel, and you can kind of tell as they're going through all of their processes and whatnot, like they are following a very strict, regimented way of doing things. And then there's the Salaswat, which is the weird one. There is a little bit of everybody on that boat. There are gnomes, there are kobolds, there are tieflings. There's one guy who kind of looks like he might have been a pit fiend at some point in time, and looks really like he's trying super hard to fit in. He really doesn't at all. But that's the fellow in the captain's hat, who is trying his hardest to get people on board. Seems nice enough. Like everybody, there's an air of tomfoolery about that one. Like everybody, all of the crew is kind of messing with each other and being funny. You can kind of tell that they pick on each other a lot. But that is the one that looks a little questionable. And beyond that, there are a ton of different fishing boats and all of this other kind of thing, which does beg the question of what it is that they are fishing for. Because this is not water.
This isn't water. Okay.
This is not water. There are, with your perception, you do notice that there are things that are akin to, it looks like flying fish, but when I say flying fish, like actually flying fish, not fish that can jump out of the water and glide. There are these things that kind of have manta ray-ish faces and 3 sets of fairy wings, essentially, that have a long tail that guides the direction of their movement.
Those.
Huh?
Nothing.
What was that? Oh,
I just said I've been one of those.
You have been one of those. There are several different things. There are things that look kind of like barnacles. You're not totally sure what they're attached to, but there are things that look like barnacles and things that look like clams, but they all have this intense iridescence about them that really shines in the sunlight. So yeah, there's a collection. There are other things too if you end up going more like to look into the marketing area where there's food set up and stuff coming off of the boats. But as far as just where you are right now in that main little part with all of the boats that people can charter, that's the main gist of it. And the charter only boats are smaller, much tighter, very. Think like the special boxes at sports games, stuff like that. Like it's for fancy pants people. They will serve you wine, but they're going to charge you like 18 times what that wine is supposed to cost.
Gotcha. Okay. So, Reagan question. What level are we trying to get to? I don't remember.
So it's
Do
not
I know what level we're trying to do?
You assume that this is going to stay on the same plane right now. So one that you are looking to go for is Elan, is where is the direction that you believe that you are headed from all accounts so far.
Okay.
So it's on the same level, but all of these are essentially floating islands.
Okay.
So
Okay.
there are 4 different levels to your knowledge, and this is all staying within the same one for now.
Gotcha. And then the funky looking boat, would that one be big enough to take the cart?
Yes, that one
Okay.
would be.
Okay. So I will go up to that one, the pit fiend captain.
He sees that you're interested and coming towards him, and he gets this glint in his eye, and kind of comes over to you before you have a chance to actually get out to him. I see you looking at my ship.
Oh yes, it's a fine ship. It looks a little bit different than the others, but it looks nice.
It's a special project of mine. I was able to piece it together here and there. Had some special advising in the matter.
And it flies steady and no problems?
Well, she's here. He kind of gestures
Fair
out
enough.
to it, and you see, like, there's no slack on the line that's holding it to the dock at all. It's just hanging out there, kind of. And it does, like, the wings occasionally move, but not enough to be keeping it up by its own fruition. It's a little disarming how much this doesn't make sense.
Okay. Can I do an insight check real quick?
Sure.
Because he didn't actually answer your question.
Didn't, yeah.
Fair.
And I'm going to guide myself on that. Oh my god. That dice is in jail now. I was a 1. So.
You do have inspiration.
Oh
yeah, you do have an inspiration. So pretty much you
can
can
re-roll.
re-roll. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to re-roll, but I'm going to use a different dice.
That's a good idea.
Is your camera freaking out for anybody else? Just me.
Hers? Yeah, it's kind of crumbly.
Oh, sorry.
I can
No,
still
fine.
hear you fine. Yeah.
That is 17.
17. He seems trustworthy.
Okay.
Enough.
However, you're also not 100% sure that he knows how this works either. Which might be a little concerning because he's the one who apparently had advising in designing it. So you gather that this is definitely a DIY deal, but it is floating. Whether or not he knows why. So yeah.
What would be your going rate for a trip with me and my companions to, how do we say this place?
Olan?
Is that what you said? Olan?
Olan, yeah. He looks at you. It's like, well, how many friends you got?
Not
How many
many.
friends do I have? How many?
There's 6 of us total, so 5 other people.
Yeah.
7 if you count the guy with multiple personalities.
One body.
Well, hey, that's a fair number. I reckon we could probably, since we're heading that direction anyway, probably say 10 gold each. He kind of raises his eye. Just kind of creepy on a pit fiend.
Okay. Is that the total or per day?
Well, we can get you there in a day. We won't set out until tomorrow morning, but we can get you there in a day, and so it wouldn't be an overnight trip. So it'd be per person for passage.
Okay. And how about a cart? If we were to bring a cart with us as well?
Oh, a cart. How big a cart are we talking?
I'll show him a picture of it in my book.
That's real small.
So tiny. Well, if it's that small, I feel like I don't need to charge you extra at all.
I mean, we all fit in it.
Oh, it's a rendering. Can you mark how big a person would be next to that then?
Yeah, need a little context.
Hey, Danny.
I draw to scale the best I
Figure.
can a person next to it.
Hey, that's okay. So
Which person though? Because if you draw like me,
it's a gnome. Smallest
So-
person in
it's
the group.
like
I think we got cargo space we can spare that. Now coming back, we should have a decent load of goods. But going out, we're running relatively empty, so I think we could do that for how's an additional 25? He lifts his eyebrow again, like halfway expecting an argument.
How about 15 for the cart? And tell me how you feel about music.
Well, I've been known to enjoy a shanty or two. Been known to sing a shanty or two.
Brother, I got you covered.
Tell you what. 18 for the cart. And you got yourself a deal. And the music. I like the music.
And the music. I like the music. Okay.
It really annoys Ed, though.
If I may, and I confer with the rest of my party and make sure that they are okay with this bargain, and I will return within the hour.
It is
Can I
a
get there in an hour?
first come, first serve basis. I don't know. We're mighty popular. Okay, I'm lying. We're not mighty popular, but yeah, we'll likely still be here in an hour with empty spots for you. If anybody does happen to come in before you, I have to give them spots. But yeah, confer with your guests and come back.
Completely understandable. I will return post haste.
He kind of tips his tricorn hat to you, and you go about your way. Back to you guys, up in the cart.
So I did just send you a question. So
Sorry. Inconceivable.
if not, I totally get it. So it was just
not yet.
okay.
Just read the other message I got too. You're an evil man, Stephen.
Oh, I know.
So I'm gonna say not yet,
That's
but that
fine.
is something you could eventually enchant it to do.
No worries. I was just making sure
Yes.
before I threw that out there as gospel fact. So okay. So what? So the 4 hours has passed. I'll sort of close, stoke down the fires and get them turned out, and sort of put all the stuff away, and then fold the wall back up into its storage position.
Okay. Before you have a chance to close up shop, you are able to make some connections with some of the various, maybe not the captains themselves, but some of the crew from some of the other ships. You do meet one of the Goliaths that is purple and head shaven. They come up to you and sort of they look through your different wares and lift up some of what you've done. This is excellent work.
Thank you. A craftsman always appreciates admiration of his work.
I would like to purchase, and he kind of lists off a few of the things like extra nails, extra fittings for different things like that, and makes those purchases.
Of course, and I'll help him out with that. Are you needing these as provisions for your vessel?
It is always good to be prepared should one need to have any sort of circumstance mitigated in the way of maintenance.
Indeed it does. What I find even better than the raw materials is, of course, someone who can produce raw materials as they are needed.
Are you capable of this?
Well, the goods that you're holding were produced by my own hands just this very afternoon.
That is very convenient. That is a useful skill in this kind of work.
Indeed.
Keith gets
As it happens, I am also looking for passage for myself and some of my compatriots. We happen to be heading south to Olan. Do you
Olan.
are you? Would your vessel happen to be heading that direction anytime soon?
Not on this particular trip.
Ah,
We will
a pity.
But we would be coming back here within the week, and then traveling to Olan at the end.
It would be, if we've not made other arrangements before, I would be interested in perhaps trading passage for my skills, let us say, in keeping you stocked for the voyage.
Could be something that could be arranged, I believe. I will have to speak to my captain and crew.
Excellent.
He kind of gives a little bow.
If we have not already made other arrangements, you will be able to find me here in a week's time when you return.
He bows, and that is understood. And he is, since you are a dwarf, he is just freaking massive.
Of course.
So yeah, he kind of bows to you and just very matter of fact the entire thing, and kind of strides on back. You would also
I'm going to sort of watch them as they go, taking special note of gait and how they carry themselves and all of that.
All of them kind of seem to glide. They don't move. For as big as they are, whether they look like they are slender or really muscular or anything like that, they all move very gracefully.
Okay.
It almost looks like they just glide. So you also will meet there's a normal guy that works on the Kennery that also kind of he more looks, he doesn't actually buy.
Okay.
But just kind of interested in how you do your things. He kind of asks if he can take a few notes here and there.
I will definitely chat him up, and probably along the same lines, offer.
He's gonna get like offers from everybody.
Offer my services for passage south.
Okay.
For passage for me and my compatriots.
He seems a little bit more standoffish.
Okay.
You're not sure if it's him, if it would be the whole crew or anything like that. He's not unwilling to talk about it, but they are going to be going. They're going to be going west anyway, and it would probably end up being about a week and a half before they got back.
Same deal. If I'll tell them if we're still here, look me up. I'll be here.
The third person that would come in is a kobold named Smurge. That
because of course.
And he is very excitedly looking at everything. You gather this is probably his first voyage with the crew, and he is super happy to be here. He's really quite something.
I will treat him as well as I treat any of my other customers, and I'll do sort of the same thing if he's from a ship, if he's from a boat. I'll ask about trading services for passage.
I don't know if we do that, but I can find out. I know that we're going to Olan tomorrow, so
Oh, excellent.
maybe we can work something out. You have things that we probably need. There are a lot of screws and nails that come off in flight sometimes. So
Well,
I feel like maybe it would be good to have spares.
I think I know what ship this guy works on.
yeah, that
Yeah.
that sounds like an excellent point. Yes.
So I'll buy these, and yeah, we'll be in touch.
I will be here.
Excellent.
He kind of pitter-pats down the way. And yeah, so, and there are other people that come in from fishing boats and things like that. Some of the fancier things. The fancier ones don't seem particularly interested in wheeling and dealing, but they will buy some stuff here and there. So
Yeah.
it's kind of how that ends up working out for you guys.
All right.
Paul and Pyron, what else? Are there other things you're specifically looking for?
If you want to go first.
I am curious about the flying ship, though, so I would like to get a closer look at that.
How would you like to do that?
I'm just gonna head that way and see what I can see.
Okay.
So I'm sure I'll be passing Thea on the way there.
Yeah, so you guys would probably pass in the street, and yeah, if you want to talk to her or anything like that, or vice versa.
So I'm gonna kind of wave and say, "Hey, I'm gonna head to the airship, take a closer look." And I don't know what you've been
Oh,
doing.
I already did that.
Oh yeah, what do you
we're
think?
trying to leave here, right?
Yeah,
They're hella cool, super cool.
I am very interested on how a ship can actually fly. It doesn't look like much.
There's some really fancy ones that are probably super expensive, but there's some really cool ones that kind of look like they shouldn't work, but somehow they do. Pretty cool.
Okay.
So, I mean, one of them's leaving in the morning, and the captain gave us a pretty good deal. So I was just going back to talk to everybody and make sure you're cool with leaving in the morning.
Oh well, if you've already talked to them, yeah, I'll go with you, and we can meet up with the others and see what they say. I mean, if we take this, I will have plenty of time to see the ship in action. So
There you go.
Cool. Paul?
I bet they'll give us a tour. They seem very nice.
I'm going to start walking towards like the docks. You mentioned there were some old piratey looking people. Do I recognize anybody on any of these ships with my history?
Oh, from yeah. let me see.
Excuse me.
Oh. He's my pasty friend.
Ooh.
All right. So you would recognize a couple of people on the Kennery.
Okay.
Not super well. Like you know of them, you've seen them, you've been around them, but you didn't exactly do any service with them. It's more just like an in passing thing.
Okay, so it's not like I was in any battle with them specifically, and
you actually, it was probably you were in battle with them, not against them, but they weren't in a group of people that you had done any training with. So you didn't know them personally, but you can recognize their faces.
Okay.
There would be, let me see how many. There would be somebody. So there are probably about 4 on the Kennery that you know. That you at least recognize their faces. Okay. So there are 2 on the Salaswat that you would be more familiar with. One of them you might actually have served with at one point. It would make sense.
Okay.
This one would actually be a Tweedle, which is a giant. How is it that you guys described this? That was so. It kind of looks like something from Legend of Zelda.
A Goron.
A Goron.
Yeah, he sort of looks like a Goron.
A Goron? I'm gonna have to Google search this.
Oh, okay, sorry. I
Yeah,
just
me too.
assumed.
I've never played Legend of Zelda, so
They're similar, but with big bottom teeth,
okay.
and tusky things. And their hands, their arms, kind of. They are wider at the ends than they are at the beginning, and their hands can kind of flatten down into their arm. So
Okay.
they end up dragging their arms a decent bit, but they are very clearly heavy hitters.
Yeah.
They
So
are also
definitely someone I would have probably could have potentially been alongside of then.
Yeah. So you would recognize him, and there would also be a small child on board too that you would also have recognized from a similar battle.
Okay. I immediately, when I see them, I just beeline it towards them. Do they see me yet?
Let me roll
I'm just
their
curious if they
perception.
recognize me as well as I'm walking up to them.
Okay. Actually, no, they are busy. They both rolled single digits. So they are busy doing their normal thing that they do when they dock, doing all of the ship maintenance and all of that kind of stuff. So they do not see you immediately.
What battle was it that I fought with them?
Okay, so that one would have ended up being. I'm going to knock stuff off here. Sorry. Oh crap. Okay. I just crossed my leg and it decided it didn't want to be there. I'm just going to knock everything off of my table. So this would be. Oh, wait. Yeah, because you were here. Eden wasn't. So Eden wouldn't remember this yet. But this would be the Battle of the Great Remembering.
Okay. So I walk up towards them where I'm with easy shouting distance. They're like, a lot different than the Battle of the Great Remembering.
You see the little boy breaks into a big grin and turns around. He's on one of the nets that is connected to one of the masts, and looks down and sees you and just gets super excited about life and slides down to greet you. And the Tweedle moves much slower, but kind of the same sort of thing. You see a big grin on his face as he drops what he's doing and kind of lumbers over towards you. One of them. The Tweedle you would know by the name of Pow. And the boy you would know as Weeba.
Weeba? Okay.
That's a name I recognize.
Mm-hmm. Not who you thought it was going to be.
Pow, you look like you've lost a little bit of weight there. You obviously haven't been keeping up with your strength.
Oh, no, that's just rude.
He picks you up and just kind of tosses you in the air. I still got enough.
Just cross my arms and just like getting tossed and just looking at him like, So you're a sailor now, huh?
I am. Well, actually, actually, I am a sailing Tweedle. There's a difference.
Whatever you say. I've learned to never question you. What about you, Weeba? How are you, bud?
Like comes over and wraps his arm kind of around. Well, actually, you're in the air right now, so he doesn't. He smiles up at you from the deck, and it's like, I've been doing really, really good. We've been really busy, and I've gotten to find treasure, and it's been fabulous. He hasn't aged since last time you saw him, but this is not weird because you recognize that he's a lost boy. Like, the lost boys don't age. So he is about 9, and he has been about 9 the entire time that you've known him. And this is, what did we decide this was? Like 20 years? 10 years? 20 years? I forget.
Wow.
I don't remember.
I don't remember the timeline now either. It's been at least a decade. Maybe 2. But yeah, he is still his sunshiny 9-year-old self, and very dexterous and very good with a bow, you would know.
Yeah. When I finally get down, I like embrace him like an old, soldier and be like, so how long you guys been working on the ship for?
Powell kind of looks down. Well, Weber got me on board, and that was about 2 years back. And Weber nods. And I was there for about a year before, so about 3 years for me. It's been a good run. We started out not here.
Yeah, generally I find that that's kind of where we start, is not here. But then we get there, and then we're there, and then we go somewhere else. And then I confuse myself a little bit. Anyway, where are you guys headed now?
Well, we're going to Olon, pick up another load of cargo, because we are cargo-carrying Tweedles. No, we're not. I am a cargo-carrying Tweedle. And yeah, we got one trip there, and apparently we're going to Recton later, I guess, in the week, and then doing a full circle to the library and back to Port of So, got a busy couple of weeks ahead.
Wow, yeah, sounds like it. We're going to a wall.
You're
There's a
going to
wall. Yeah.
a wall. There are lots of walls.
I don't know, but we're going to one.
He's like a very short Tweedle. I love this. Oh, well, I mean, I could take you to walls. There are walls right there. I could just take you to one of those.
I don't think it's that wall. I think it's another wall. I think it's a big wall.
Oh.
We're chasing a wizard. Have you seen a wizard? We're trying to find a wizard.
Something streaked across the sky last night real fast like. I wasn't sure what it was. Might have been a wizard.
Yeah.
It makes sense. I thought it was a shooting star. But shooting stars, I am told, are not usually that close. Unless they're pixies, in which case they are. Sometimes. I get confused. They tell me lots of things, and I don't know.
It's okay. I get confused too. So, well, which way did the not a star go?
I went the direction we're headed in Olon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Hey, I got some friends. There's like 12 of us. Yeah. Can we get a ride?
Probably. We got space. I don't see why we couldn't. And Weeba kind of looks up. It's like, oh, I bet we could probably do something like that. That would probably, yeah. We'll talk to the captain. It should be fine.
Awesome.
5 boats were going on.
This is all been the same one. we can probably manage that. That works.
Awesome. Here, well, let's go talk to the captain. We'll go. I'll book passage, and then we can get on and chase the Not a Star.
I like that name. The Not a Star.
Yeah.
We can chase the Not a Star. I mean, we're in it for slightly different things, but if there's a big bad wizard out there, it makes sense that we should probably do something.
Found it 10 years.
That's why you're the smart one. That's why you're the smart one, pal.
Huh. He just gets this really dumb, happy look on his face. Oh, you're so nice to me.
So, where's that captain?
He's right up there, and he points up to the pit fiend in a tricorn hat. Which I don't know if you know what a pit fiend looks like. Usually, it would be something pretty scary, but everybody seems to just be observing him like this is normal for this area, at least, or not for this area, but for this boat specifically. There is a big red demon-looking fellow in it kind of looks like a secondhand, kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Almost highwayman's jacket, but there's a better word for it. I can't think of what it is right now, though. Oh yeah, Keith can share the pit fiend thing.
Oh yeah, pit fiends.
Yep. So he's wearing kind of a gentlemanly suit, and has a tricorn hat. And he looks as you're being approached. Well, hello.
Hello, Captain. And I try to mimic a salute that I kind of remember from watching, like, in one of the old battles when I was fighting with Hook, how his men would salute or whatever. So,
and Alma, not Alma, sorry, and Eden just perked up. No. So he looks at you very strangely because the one that you used while fighting with Hook was a variation on the Lost Boy salute, which is not a normal salute. So he tries to mimic and just
I just assume that's like a standard like ship thing across the board. So
at some point he kind of gives up and good to see you, sir. And Weeba kind of pipes up. We've served with him before. We've fought alongside each other.
Oh, is this so?
Oh yeah, you got some good crew here. These are good guys.
Straightens up his jacket.
I believe you are correct, sir. I've enjoyed serving with them quite a lot.
Well, you hold on to these two. They'll take very, very good care of you. Don't mind saying they saved my life once or twice. So.
Excellent. And your name, sir?
Oh, I'm Paul Bomber.
Paul Bomber. That's an interesting last name.
He extends his hand out to shake. Just kind of fling a little bit.
So I hear you guys are heading in a direction that I have to go in, and I have some friends who are we need to book some passage.
I hadn't thought of you as a short tweedle until just a few minutes ago, and I really am loving this because it makes you make so much more sense. So he looks at you and kind of puts all of the pieces of the words together, and it's like, well, if you are headed south, then yes, we are headed the same direction. And
Yeah, there's a wall there, right?
I assume you're referring to the wall, the
Sure,
Emerald Wall?
yeah.
Oh, well,
Sounds right.
yes. Why are you interested in that? Usually, that is not something people intentionally seek out.
Well, because we're trying to catch a thing that's not a star, but it used to be a dragon, and now but it was a wizard, and so yeah, so we have to go to a wall.
I love this so much. Well, we can certainly take you as far as our next port, Two Rivers Run. We should be able to get you at least that far.
Sure, sounds great. There's it's me, and then there's 8 of us, and then
What the Tweedle kind of looks down. Wait, what happened to the other 4?
Oh, I don't know. Did they get lost? Anyway, how much for me and my friends, and yeah, we also have like a little cart thing too.
Wait, are you with the lady with the inky skin?
No, I don't know who that is.
Huh. It's very strange that I should have 2 people attempting to come aboard with carts.
Yeah, that's wild. How much?
So he kind of 10 gold per person. And how big is this cart?
I don't know. It's normal cart size.
One says these things. I don't understand. Let's say an additional 50 gold for the cart.
Okay, so that's 2, 3. So is that 100, 120? 100, yeah, 120 gold?
Let's see. A plus 50. I believe that the figure you were looking for was 130. If there are 8 of you.
Sure.
Correct?
I reach into my bag and I pull out 150 gold and I just dump it. Just 150 gold.
All right.
Wow.
I'm bartered. I got a lower price.
Giving away money.
Where are you guys leaving?
We'll be departing in the morning. First thing.
Cool. Sounds great. We'll see you then.
Well, if you need to stay aboard, we can host you overnight if you don't have other accommodations. But if you do, that's fine. He's like counting through kind of, and he's not getting all the way to the end, but he knows this looks like more than he asked for. It depends on your needs.
Sure. I don't know. I'll talk to the rest of them.
Very well. Consider yourself a guest upon our vessel.
Great. Pleasure meeting you, Captain.
Pleasure is all mine. He kind of keeps counting through. And Powell and Weeba kind of it's like, are you interested in a beverage?
Yes.
So they will point you in the direction of a nearby tavern. It's
All
just
right,
like a
so
hole in the wall, and it's open
without
air, so
telling-
you'd be visible.
Yeah, without telling the rest of the party that I've booked this passage already, I will go drink with my old war buddy.
Sounds about right. This is amazing. All right. Can't take him anywhere, man. Can't take him anywhere. But okay, so with Thea and let's see, Thea found
Pyron.
Pyron. Okay. And And you're going to look for the others?
We're going back to the cart.
For the cart, okay. So you make it back to the cart through the pretty busy sea of people. It's a pretty busy day at the docks. So you are now all together, except for
This would be
Paul,
about the
who's
time that
drinking.
I'm closing up the side of the cart. As I see them coming, it's like, oh well, my efforts have been fruitful. I've made a little bit of money and a few contacts among the sailors. I believe I've got a lead on a vessel leaving for our destination tomorrow. I've sent one of the crewmen back to talk to the captain about trading my skills for passage.
Oh,
Which ship?
You know what? I didn't get the name of the ship, but he was a little kobold guy.
I saw that one.
did I see a cobalt while I was out there?
Yeah, you saw a kobold on board. At least one.
Okay.
There are a couple more.
Okay. Well, I talked to a captain of a ship and bartered for some pretty cheap passage, I think. There were a couple kobolts. It might be the same one, it might not.
Oh.
But they're leaving tomorrow as well.
Oh, excellent. So it seems as though we have a couple of leads then.
Yeah. So it's 10 gold pieces each, and then I bartered down to 18 for your cart to bring that on the ship as well.
Excellent.
If that's what you were wanting to do.
Oh, yes. The cart must go with.
Okay. I'll turn to Eden and go, do you know any sea shanties?
Of course.
That's going to come in. That's going to be big for us. That's a win. Okay.
Why do you ask?
Because the captain really likes sea shanties, and I volunteered your services.
I see.
I hope you don't mind.
Not at all.
Oh, good deal. So I told him I would let him know pretty quickly what our answer was. He said he couldn't hold the spot if somebody came while I was gone. So do we want to head down to the docks and let him know?
Yeah,
that's like that would be why.
Yeah. Maybe we'll find my little kobold and see if he's had a chance to speak with his captain.
Maybe. Okay.
Might be able to reduce the cost that you negotiated somewhat, at least for myself, or perhaps for the cart. That would work too.
We seem to be missing somebody.
Oh yes, where's the short one?
Where's that little troublemaker?
Nope. We are not missing anyone, actually. It's not our problem. Morton, that is not my problem right now.
Okay.
All right. I mean,
all right. Is there I guess we can use this this jewelry that we have, and I take my next. Hey, Paul, you around? Where you at, Paul?
What the hell?
Why are you doing that?
Weeva, Pow, do you hear that?
No. I don't. Have you gone round
I've been
the
hearing
bend?
a voice so often. It's weird.
Do you have one? Is yours an earring? What is yours?
I think mine's an earring. But it's like a really big earring. It's because I think it was it like the belly button ring or something, and then I got it in here, so
yeah. So Weeba kind of looks at you funny. I think do your friends have things like your earring?
I look at the earring that I have, and I'm gonna roll an intelligence check to think if it's just an earring in general, or if he's talking specifically about something that looks like long and dangly like mine. So That's a 6. So, oh no, this is the only one.
That looked kind of like something that might be used for messaging or something. So I don't know.
Oh really? I take it
thought
off
maybe.
and I look at it. Hello? Hello?
I think if it's something for messaging, I think you can just like think
Here,
it back.
You try it.
I think I have to attune to it. It's going to take an hour.
Oh. Put it to my ear. I don't know. I clip it back on. Hello? Can you hear me?
If you have it on, you're already attuned to it. So like when you say that, it does come through. You're just going to be that guy who does like this with his earpiece all the time in the CIA. He's that guy in the movies.
Hello, voice.
And that's what you hear.
Where are you? Where are you from? It's not working. There's nothing coming back.
Hayden, do you
Paul?
want to try? Maybe
You
he
there?
would recognize your voice. Nope. Okay. Well, we've lost Paul. I don't know, guys.
Thea, you would have heard that hello. Like you'd have heard his response.
Is Paul within 120 feet of us?
I have to think. Yeah, probably by this point, because you guys are moseying up with the cart, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. At this point, I'm just going to cast message directly to him.
So inside your head.
Paul.
Oh shit! It's a different voice.
Paul, it's Pyron.
Pyron?
Where are you? Yes. Where are you? We're at the cart.
Well, I'm right here. Where are you?
We
you're
are at the cart. Where are you?
I'm having a drink, obviously.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna tell everybody else. Yeah,
How are you? Where's the cart? I get up from the table and I start looking around the tavern for the cart.
We are where it was, outside.
Wait, what? I don't get it. I don't understand.
Oh, dear.
We are with the cart outside the tavern.
How have you lived this long, Paul?
I've never had someone messaging me and speaking in my head before.
Okay.
This is completely weird.
So hilarious.
This is out of
You
the realm
stay
of
there. You stay there, have a drink, we'll come to you.
I like that idea.
Okay. And then I will tell the others. He's at the tavern, he's having a drink.
We're gonna have to find like a headband or something that's enchanted that will make him just this much smarter.
A headband of intelligence.
This much?
Just this much.
Or somebody could explain to me why you guys can cast spells. That message to me, and so the voices in my head are actually you, and not just some random voices in my head.
Yep.
Probably
No, I think it's better.
I mean,
Explains the
we
message
could.
jewelry.
It's a thought. You've literally cast a spell on me like 3 or 4 times, and I don't know that it's a spell. I just
Well, but we explained the message jewelry when we got it.
I wasn't there. I
You
was
know
in
how
a
the
bunker.
message jewelry works.
Oh, that's right. You were kind of not mentally
So
present.
it was
Yeah.
never actually explained.
No, you guys were handing out jewelry. Okay, I have to put the ring. Okay.
Okay.
I kept notes.
okay.
I was like, while y'all were doing, he doesn't know what this jewelry is.
That's amazing.
Well,
I
I
love
told
it.
him, I told him to stay there and we will come to him.
All right.
He doesn't even actually know
Okay.
Pyron's name is Pyron because all he heard Pyron introduce himself as, I'm a native. So he just thinks that Pyron is a native.
Natives don't have names.
He doesn't know.
That's amazing. I love it. So yeah,
Nobody
it
asked for
doesn't take you,
names.
since it's within 120 feet, like it doesn't take you long to find this bar. It's pretty much right off the main drag because sailors, like it's not hard to find a bar. and it's definitely not hard to find the one that he's in because it's freaking open air. Like it's there kind of under one of the second stories. It's posted up on stakes pretty much, and is sort of its own little nook underneath the rest of the building. So there is a lively bunch of people, and you find Paul sitting next to a giant monster of stone and a small child, all having drinks.
Hey guys.
Paul.
Hello.
Hello, Paul.
These your friends? Says the probably already slightly tipsy Weeba.
Sure. Guys, these are some old friends of mine. Weeba, Pow. These guys. This is Eden. This is,
Hello.
Tiefin. This one is Thea. And this one's, he's a native.
Hello. You're a native. He's a native. He's a native.
It's Mork.
Crom.
Mork.
This one is
Crom.
Crom and Mork.
Wait, he's both?
Yeah.
You can be two things at once?
I know, it's weird.
Like you can see an explosion happening in the Tweedle's brain. He is so confused. Like Tweedles are very, very singular in how their brain works. This is they
Yep.
are one thing, and it's okay for that thing to have adjectives, but you can't be more than one thing. And so this is really blowing his mind right now. I mean, the alcohol's not helping, but he hasn't had that much yet, so he's real confused. Weeba kind of looks over and it's like, this is kind of about the type of group that I feel like it makes sense for you to have fallen in with. Yeah. This makes sense to me. It's kind of nursing his... I mean, you're all pretty much real strange. Like, I've not seen a group of people that looks like you ever.
Yeah, they're pretty all right.
I've seen some weirdos. I've seen a lot of things, but yeah, this is an interesting one. At least some of them were species that I knew. There was a bull guy though. He was really, really nice. I liked him a whole lot, but that was definitely the only one of those I saw. Anyway, he just kind of passes that thought and keeps drinking.
They're the ones we're going to chase the not the star thing at the wall. So really good against dragons, not so good against trees.
I'm gonna go find us somewhere to stay the night.
Alrighty then.
Well, I guess we need to go tell the captain that we're gonna book passage on his ship for tomorrow.
Please, by all means.
And so, Paul, that's what we came to tell you, is that we're leaving in the morning on the ship.
Yeah, I know.
How do you know?
Because I got the ship.
I got the ship.
Did you? Oh, I thought I got it. Okay. I look at Weeba, confused.
So did you both get the ship? I don't know. I saw you pay.
Yeah, no, I
Oh,
did.
he
I
paid?
paid for the ship. Yeah.
Wait. Thea, did you pay yet? You haven't paid yet, right?
I hadn't paid yet because I wasn't sure if we wanted to leave tomorrow, so I was going to come talk to y'all.
Yeah, for the ship to go to the wall.
You already paid it.
Okay.
Yeah, I already paid it.
So
we got a ship.
You paid.
How much did you pay?
I don't know, like 40 gold or something.
Okay, well,
No
40 gold is
concept
better.
of numbers.
I mean, 40 is better than what you were going to be able to do, right, Thea?
40 is a much better price than what I got. So
Yeah, I know. I'm
So-
really good with.
she
I'm
says
really
that
good
with
with
some
numbers.
grit in her teeth, like, okay.
So
So
overall, our local,
So we won.
over our earrings or whatever it is that everybody else is wearing. Numbers. 40 is more than probably 40.
What was that? Sorry.
Oh, sorry. 40 is a number that Paul is really good with numbers. Just so you remember.
I'm wearing the earrings, so I'm like, yeah, I know. Yeah, 40 is more than 40. I got the numbers. I'm good with them.
Oh dear.
Uh-huh.
That's awesome.
Paul, how many fingers am I holding up?
Um,
At least 2.
yeah, 14.
Oh.
Headband of intelligence. We need that.
We're gonna
We
find
need
that. Okay.
So
Well,
it was
it's
not 40. We know it was not 40.
Yeah.
What it was, you don't know, but it was not 40.
It was not 40.
Okay.
I'm kind of disappointed that you didn't go back to ask the captain about that, like getting on the ship before
Yeah.
you came talk to me.
It's amazing though. This is a
So I guess
group.
I just won't go back to the captain and tell him that we're gonna be on the ship.
Paul, which ship was it?
You can.
Weeba, what's the name of your ship?
It's the Saliswat.
Yeah, the swallow spit.
Oh. Yeah, that's the boat I went and talked to Pete the Swallows.
Jay's saying you get an inspiration.
You broke Steven. Good job. You broke Steven. the Salis. What? Never mind. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay. He just kind of nods and takes another sip of his ale. He just has like this really pleasantly absent look on his face. Oh, but I mean, yeah, I mean, you could tell him if you wanted to, one way or another. I guess doesn't really matter. You're gonna be on the ship anyway, right?
Apparently.
Well, I mean, if we show up together, then it shouldn't be a problem. But
Especially if only
All
one of
8
you
of
paid.
us.
All 8 of you. And this whole time, Powell has just been looking at Mork and trying to figure this out. He is so perplexed by this. It's just boggling his mind. So, are you guys staying on board? Or one of you left. You know you're missing one, right? At this point, he's a little tipsy. It doesn't take much because, he's
We
less
didn't
than 100
even
pounds.
know that staying on board the boat was an option.
I didn't know either.
Well, I mean, he might. I don't know if he'll charge more or not, but yeah, I mean, and I feel like that's probably something that old soldier friends would do for each other, right?
Oh
Be able to
yeah,
board
I
you.
like shoulder check them, but just mildly too hard.
Just kind of slams his thing on
You
the
should
bar.
see what this guy can do with a bow and
I don't like to brag, but I'm pretty good at it. And he's He looks like he has. You could tell like he's got scars here and there and everywhere and all of that. His normal attire is kind of this mishmash thing with spikes going on. There are little spikes everywhere. And definitely a homespun job. But he looks like he's seen things at the ripe old age of 9. But he definitely looks as though he's had some experience.
It's a rough 9 years.
Rough, 109 years. But yeah, Beast's like, yeah, we'll talk the captain into it if you need to.
So I'm going to reach out and sort of pat him on the head and cast Lesser Restoration.
Oh. I'm downright perky. I'm getting better at this. I told you I would get better at it eventually, he tells Powell, and just kind of starts realizing, wait, did you do that? So you, Eden, are able to find an inn that doesn't look too terribly seedy. It looks kind of average accommodations. Nice lady who is partially an automaton, it looks like, is helping you out. It's kind of a strange mix. It's like from her rib cage is kind of divided on a slant, and everything above it looks reasonably human. Everything below it looks as though it is a construct. So steampunk cyborgy kind of a thing. She greets you and asks what it is that you are in need of.
Hello, I'm looking to perhaps hire out a few rooms for the evening. I'm not sure as far as payment, but I am something of a renowned bard, and I would be willing to play for our rooms for the evening.
They have a decent number of vacancies to this evening, so if you wanted to, perhaps you could drum up some interest on the road and maybe get some more people in here aside from yourselves. That would be
I can
lovely.
begin as soon as that is available.
How many rooms do you need?
At least 2, perhaps 3.
We have 3. We actually have far more than 3 open right now. Yes, that can be made available to you quickly.
Okay. Thank you very much. I will go begin immediately then.
Roll me a performance check.
Give myself another bardic inspiration on that.
Meanwhile, I stayed at the bar, started drinking.
Oh, okay. If you were specifically looking for high class, sorry, I just got that. You would have to go a little bit farther, but you could find one closer to that, like almost faux town square that you passed on the way in. So if you wanted to, you could be there.
Okay, yeah. He's looking for something a little higher class.
Okay, yeah. So that we will apply the same thing.
Okay, cool.
Oh, 34.
Again.
It took it a second. It looked like a white block for a minute. I don't know what you're showing me. No, you're fine. It did eventually show up. So yeah, there is a lively din coming from down the road. You guys are able to hear it in the bar. There are a lot of people gathered around. I'm gonna say you probably, because of where you are, you're gonna end up making, over the course if you play for like a couple hours, you would probably end up pocketing probably a good 30 gold over the course of hour and a half, 2 hours. it's all in smaller change, but usually like larger quantities and denominations than what you were getting
The docks.
on the docks. Yeah. So yeah, you pocket that, and you've drummed up a fair amount of business. There are quite a few people that are more interested in staying and manage to go ahead and book book at the inn for the night. So she is willing to comp 2 rooms for you.
Okay. So he just sort of calls over the headset or whatever we want to call this. I have rooms for us and he'll give you all the name, at the hotel for the night. Whenever you are ready, we have 2 rooms.
I think it's
Okay.
probably best if I stay with the cart close to our ride.
Are you sure that it's what you want to do?
I'm used to sleeping in my cart. It has a bed. I'll be fine.
All right, I understand.
And so I will find a spot like right across the street from the swallow spit. And I'll park it and go around to the back and go in, lock the door behind me, and make myself, put myself down for the night, make myself ready for the night.
Okay, so you are able to do that, and actually, the captain, seeing you as they're kind of getting things readied, would even invite you if you wanted to go ahead and bring your cart on board if you wanted to.
If he does that, then yeah, I'll go ahead and
Yeah.
take him up on that.
Where's everybody else going?
Paul is hanging out with Pow and Weeba, catching up on old stories, talking about lost friends and all that kind of old soldier stuff.
BSing about all of the things that have gone down over time, and all the goofballs that might not be amongst you anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys spend a good chunk of the night catching up, and at some point, kind of drunkenly wander back towards the boat to. They'll show you kind of the barracks area where they set you up with a hammock and a bucket in case you got to puke, and tell you to mind your bucket and let you sleep some of that off. Where are you guys going?
I'll have a few drinks, and I will talk to some of the locals, just hearing the stories and seeing what they're up to and stuff like that. I'm not going to get wasted or anything like that, and then I'll head to the room.
So he's heading to the room. What about Thea? Where's she going?
After what were Paul's friends' names?
Weeba and Pow.
Yeah.
Weeba and Pal. So Weeba and Pal, can I count on y'all to make sure that he gets back to the ship?
Oh, yeah. We're right as rain with that. I can make sure that he gets where he needs to go.
Perfect.
Paul,
we're gonna have a long talk tomorrow.
No, I'll tell you, you're the best
You don't take
Tweedle I've
that. You
ever
sit
known.
down, say you're sorry.
Are you casting suggestion again?
No. I want to try to make you think that I am.
Doesn't work.
He's too drunk.
You got to
He's
cast
argue
with
suggestion to make that happen.
He's a wee bit out of it. It's fine. I
Okay.
got him good.
All right. I will leave him in y'all's capable hands. Have a good evening.
And
then
Tweedle and a 9-year-old. It's
the
awesome.
best Paul can do. And then as I'm walking to the hotel, I will see if there's anybody, if there's shops or stuff that are still open, if anyone is selling transcription ink.
Transcription ink. Actually, one of the places does have some transcription ink. You're able to. They only have they've got kind of limited because it is like almost the size of Teffin's cart. So there's not a lot of space. So they don't have many of different things. So there's only one bottle of it.
Perfect.
But yeah, you're able to buy that. I forget how much that costs usually. But where
That's 50.
50,
Old.
yeah. So
Okay.
you're able to find another vial of that, or well of that, I suppose. So you're able to
and
purchase that.
And then I will head to the place that we are staying. I will have a drink or two, and then I will go to bed because this has been an exhausting day.
Fought trees, you fought Paul. That's amazing. Okay.
Well, actually, once I get up to the room, I'll spend some time to learn another spell. I'm not sure which one yet, but I'll figure out which one, and then have a drink and go to sleep.
I'm assuming like guyses and girlses, or how do you divide that up?
Let's see who's actually going to be there. It'll each be the three of us, right? Or four of us with Mork.
Well, yeah, because Mork.
Yeah. If it was Mork that was in charge today, which I forgot to have it roll, then he would probably want to sleep on the ship. But Crom would want to be in the hotel room. So he would.
I think we said it was Mork.
Mork, okay. So he's probably going to be hanging out.
Wasn't he like
with these
locked
guys.
into Mork for a little while?
I think isn't the mechanic
It's a
that he rolls every
thing.
morning?
Yeah, it's a daily thing.
Okay,
So I don't
okay.
think we rolled for him this morning.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and say that that like maybe
We'll say it was Mork, and
we'll say it was
on the
Mork.
boat. He's on the boat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you guys have
So
any
yeah,
RPing that you want to do? Since you're all staying like close by and your rooms are adjacent, do you have any RP that you want to do or anything
I
like that?
personally could use some alone time after everything that happened today.
so in my
So you're in
cart.
a room by yourself.
So in my cart, once I'm there and I've got the door locked behind me, I go over to the bed, lift up the mattress, pull out a great big like number 5 wash tub, sit it up on the bed, climb up in it, and my body melts down into its liquid state.
Ew.
That was real cool. A little gross, but real cool. All right.
So actually, unless nobody says anything else, so if you are in one of our rooms by yourself, then Eden is gonna step into the room with Thea and ask, so I would like to understand you a little better. Who are you?
Okay.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Not what is your name. That is a very different question. Who are you?
I am a drow, and I am in the service of the god Morpheus. Does that answer your
That's
question?
not what I was anticipating. Yes. Interesting.
I like
Shit,
pina
I'm going to bed.
coladas, beaches.
I need to think about this.
Yeah. So, who are you then?
I am. It depends. What specifically are you looking for? Because I am many things to many people.
Well, I know that you are a bard and you are working for Delirium. At least that's what you told me.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? That's in my notes.
Well, all right. So, as the mythical figures say, cards on the table. um, I work for Death herself. Or
Okay.
sorry, two different characters. Their self, rather.
Their self, death is two entities.
No.
Okay.
Brain
And
just
have-
did the Family Guy thing. No.
No.
Well, yes, but actually, no.
Okay.
Um,
And what job do you do for death?
I hope to keep the balance.
Okay.
I am currently seeking Cochet, actually. I did not know it until we found him, but he has, by unnatural means, extended his time past when he was supposed to have died. I am here to fix this.
So you are an assassin.
No. I am a bard, like you said
No.
earlier.
Okay. A deadly bard.
Why are you here? What has Morpheus
I am
sent you to
here.
do?
I am here to experience the world, have as many adventures as I can, and write them all down. I write dreams for him to give to other people.
See. Then I am not as worried as I had been.
What were you worried about?
Not all of my mistress's siblings are pleasant.
Mm.
I have never met Morpheus, but I do not know that I wish to.
He's pretty cool.
I will take your word for it.
I've never met death. I think I'll avoid that for as long as possible.
Be careful what you say. Good night.
Good night.
And he's actually just going to go lay on one of the beds in the room. He's not even going to get up and go out. Mostly because the other door was locked, I assume.
Yeah.
Did you lock it behind you?
Yeah, but I mean, you can always try it and see what happens.
No, he's just going to go lay down.
All right, and that seems like a good spot to leave off. Anybody else have anything else?
Nope.
You guys
That's
are
gonna be-
ridiculous, and I love you.
It's gonna be a fascinating dream for somebody.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The notes are just trees and people that are cold and carts that do magic things and pit fiends that captain ships and
Person that composes my brain vomit dreams.
yeah.
Like all of the stuff that doesn't seem to really make sense, that just kind of sparkles. And it's like, oh, we just covered 5,000 different topics in about 3 seconds of a dream. Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to point out that in 3 sessions, guys, we have made it through 2 days. And we have gone shopping, we have traveled, we peed on a tree, and we chartered a ship.
Yep.
We're highly efficient.
Sounds
Yeah.
right.
Yes. Yes. That is okay, though.
It's okay.
As long as everybody's having fun, then I'm a happy camper.
I've done sessions that have made less progress than that, so it's fine.
This is also true. This is also true. Is everybody having a good time, though?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good. I am glad.
Hopefully, I can't get into too much trouble on the ship. I'm just gonna say, hopefully, I won't get into too much trouble on the ship.
I did trade out my dark vision spell for Featherfall. Just in
That's a
case.
that's a wise move.
That's
Oh
a
man.
good plan. That's a good plan.
I'm about to trade something out for hold person. So hopefully or something.
Probably also a good plan.
Look, it's
I'm
the
sensing
dice,
a theme.
man. It's the dice.
I was so excited too because when you guys rolled for the encounters overnight, like I was like, oh, these guys are not mean. Like this can be a pleasant encounter. No. Well, you can gain some allies.
We were doing
all of
fine until Paul had to pee.
Should have let me sleep.
Paul had to pee.
Fine. It's fine.
I love how literal you play Paul. Like there is no assumptions made. It is he takes your word for it.
I
he's
love
dumb.
that so much.
He doesn't
like
get magic.
He is a dumb version of Drax.
Yeah, he doesn't understand. He doesn't get magic.